That is a fair starting noise.
What was it?
Oh no. Oh dear.
That's how it starts.
No. Rude.
Excellent.
Off to a great start.
Is good
You
times.
know, I aim to please. I gave my best delivery there. Yeah.
Getting in some of that one D&D bard nonsense.
Ugh.
Just in case
Let's
anyone's wondering,
not talk
no,
about
we
that.
are not changing systems. So
Absolutely not. Look,
riding out on the
if I
system
have
that we know and have.
if I have to deal with one D&D bard math or bard situations, no, absolutely
We're just
not.
not
I will
doing
cry.
that. There's a lot of stuff
What was
going on
that?
in the new game. We may
Was that
steal
a
some stuff
bird?
if it helps, but I don't have a bird.
What was that noise?
Who among you has a bird?
It sounded like a bird.
I wish.
Wait, Rumi, was that your phone? Hello?
We don't
Uh-oh.
hear you.
Did we lose an RT?
Eaten by a bird.
No!
I'm really tired, so I'm stepping away for a second to make some coffee.
Okay. I was just like, oh no.
Is it a good idea to have coffee this late? Probably not. But I don't work tomorrow. YOLO.
Hey yo.
That's just what a bird would say. Okay, well, while that's going on, yeah, just we're not using the new systems. I think that there are some interesting things that I've seen pop up about the new systems. We may steal some things from them, but I, one, am not going to squeeze everyone into the 4 classes available for each class, and 2, I'm not redoing the leveling structure to match the new nonsense. So no.
Yeah, God, no.
I am very curious to see what comes out of it. Maybe in a future game, we'll give that a shot. But we are going to ride out on this one. And if you see anything cool that you like in the new one, we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll add spells. I don't know. But this is where we be.
Man. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. Life has been busy.
Yeah. That's the word for it.
So busy. I'm going to hold off on adding a map that doesn't matter. So I will pull up I guess, the world map instead. We could do that.
Yeehaw.
Chili.
No. Fired.
Bloop.
Alright, I'm back.
Yay!
What did I miss? Did we find any more dinosaurs?
Yes.
I frickin' wish.
We found all the dinosaurs.
Wow, all of them. Crazy.
All of them. Every single dinosaur. And
We're not.
they were like,
Dreams End.
they were like, oh man, okay, we would the dinosaurs specifically were like, man, we would love to meet Annis. And then they're like, well, you know what? We've got dinosaur things to do, so we're gonna head out. And so the dinosaurs left.
Boo. That's what I get
Yeah.
for making coffee so I can stay awake.
Also, one of them ate Derek. Very sad.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry. I
Fortunately,
tried
it
to
was
tell them not
lycanthropic
to,
dinosaur, so now he is a were-dino.
Oh good.
Oh no.
He turns into a stegosaurus.
Hmm.
He likes to do Sonic the Hedgehog rolls now.
Hmm.
But yeah, we're here. It's been a while. Recap what we can, and I'll fill in gaps.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't wanna, so
I'll do it. So, we started off with the church. Annis had a conversation with a bunch of questions for them. I can't remember the questions on Burial, but they were generalized. Like for the Grail War, kind of like this place is neutral, if I recall correctly. You know, they're just kind of overseeing stuff about the what's the word I'm looking for? The command seals and like what happens, like if someone had the hand, like how would that work? Like along lines with the situation, but at hand with the missing hand. Um Penelope had a conversation with Lucretia, 1v1. Iden had a conversation with Charity Psalms and was like, "Hey, can we just have a start over? You know, this is kind of who I am." Um, and then we went outside, and Annis found a dryad guy who had a bunch of seeds and got information on, bartering for some later with seeds that they might not have. And then we ended up at a Waffle House to try and get some information if anyone had seen, uh, oh gosh, others overall from like the Grail War, preferably kind of trying to like catch eyes of like anyone from Clock Tower, or any mystery people that just weren't local to the area. We didn't get much information there. Um, we did know from the church, from Lucretia specifically, that uh, the butcher caught glimpse of the dragon we are trying to find and is currently chasing it. Uh, that was a fun time. So that's something that they're wary about and they have to plan around because while, there are certain contracts in place currently, it doesn't make it any less difficult. And then Penelope's kind of conversation 1v1 was she got kind of a, hey, here's where you can meet with the dragon. So she knows that. And the rest of us are just kind of like, oh, mountains. Or no, did Penelope actually end up telling us?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that she shared it because I don't want to. Yeah, yes.
Cool.
You had a long boat ride back to fill in any gaps if you wish to do so.
Okay. Yeah, and then we're going back to the base so we can kind of get plan of action sorted. Because Iden has a few concerns knowing that the butcher is gonna be at some point tailing behind. So we don't know the exact distance he is or where he is now that the Grail War has officially started, by the way. Ayo.
It's
Or
about
no,
to.
Yeah,
It's
midnight.
about to.
not
Yeah, midnight is when it starts.
Starts at midnight,
Soon.
and over the course of your journey back, I'll just go ahead and advance the little game clock so that we can see where we're at. So like you kind of took the trip down at night, and so you arrived around breakfast, which is why Waffle House is where you ended up for food. Um, although there one important detail that you missed, as a reminder,
Oh.
is that while you were at the church, Lucretia made a point of serving you salad.
Right.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, the
yeah,
botany
yeah, the fucking
department.
salad, yeah.
Really specific salad so that we could know that one of the masters was probably from botany. Gotcha.
Yeah, you'd be right. I did my best.
Look, it was a while ago. I just didn't want you to forget. So,
No, I definitely did. Like you said, it's been a hot minute.
Salad is important.
Salad is good.
why doesn't that work anymore? Weird. Did they break the clock function? Use the control key. I'm not on a Mac. What do you want from me? Like, the
Got
control
my
key
pain
doesn't
bread.
work. Does it want like a Mac command key? What is wrong with you?
I have a couple of notes from the last time that I think are just funny. I have, is Mint Julep a master with 3 question marks? And then
No.
legs are hard. Iden Suncatcher, 2005.
I mean,
Legs are hard. The
dig it.
Iden Suncatcher story.
It's his autobiography when he finally is like, "Hello, I exist, world. Legs are hard."
Oh, I know I'm dumb. I was on Merlin's screen trying to change the clock. Merlin doesn't have that power. I have that power. I am out of
Merlin
breath.
doesn't
Merlin.
have that power.
Anyway, advancing time. Oop.
Boop.
I'm advancing time on the assumption that you are going back to base. And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was the plan. Was
Yeah,
we were
so
gonna
you're
pick
speed
that
loading
up.
back up. You've had plenty of time for short rests, obviously, um, on the boat, over the course of your boat ride back. Uh, Nothing really
Anon is
new and
keeping
exciting is
scout.
seen. You go past the place with the weird floating rock stuff. You see dinosaurs in the distance again. You see the food truck guy in a different part of that giant hex. He's apparently gathering stuff still, early workday. Um, Other details from the last session, just as a general reminder. Looking over my notes. Uh, you know that once the Grail War begins, there will be visible indicators in the sky letting you know as servants are removed, which everyone immediately said Hunger Games, which fair. Not what I was alluding to, but fair. Um,
Oh.
so that was a thing. You learned that other centaurs exist and
Yeah.
presumably are not such a rare sight that people are stopping and staring at Aiden, which is the first time in Aiden's life that that has been the case. Um, the dryad who was floating around in a pot, um, raising like little baby like plants and whatnot, is also named Greenleaf, but it's just a coincidence. Um, Still fun. And yeah, other like minor moments. You know that you're the last ones to check in at the church, meaning everyone else has been by at least once. Um, that Lucretia obviously can't tell you who is what, but also that, yeah, as you mentioned, they are aware that some shenanigans occurred with regards to one of the masters being murdered right before the ritual began, which is party foul. Um, Lucretia is not happy about that, and while she has no ability to do anything about it because someone apparently is capable of being a master at this point and the ritual has not been disrupted, she is not happy. Um, what that means is up for debate, but suffice it to say, apparently, as long as the command seals are intact, someone can be a master and is a master. So there you have it. Hooray.
Woohoo.
And since the Grail War will begin at midnight and you get back to base at 3 p.m., because going uphill is a little bit harder, but you got a boat. Um, I can bring up the base
Even with
map.
speedboat shenanigans?
Well, it's speedboat shenanigans, but you're going speedboat uphill through a bunch of hills. So like it limits
Fair,
how fast you
fair.
can go if you don't want to like smack into stuff. Um, but you can see, which is helpful. Like you have much more visibility now than you did before.
True.
So cool. You make your way that way, and rather than pulling up the map, I'm going to ask what you plan on doing, and then if it involves the map, I will share it. Otherwise, I will not burden you with loading another map right now. So, first
We
order of
got.
business, I will tell
Mhm.
you what's waiting for you when you get there.
Okay.
So, when you arrive, you pull into the dock, and as you do, Raps is on standby because Raps is apparently the harbor master for you, and
Yeah.
uses Raps' many spider strands and whatnot to tie off the boat and get everything settled in. Kwaku is also there, and Kwaku has things for you. He is holding a series of little boxes. They look like jewelry boxes. And when he sees you coming in, he waves the lot of you over.
I'm going over.
Yeah. We got long rests on the boat before we got to the church, right?
I think you were long rested before you even left. Um, like, if you would like to have a long rest just between the trips, I don't mind. Do you want to
Like
do
I
that?
feel like after we beat the Zappies, we had shifts and everyone got a long rest that needed one. I
That sounds
think.
right. I think that is what
Okay.
happened.
Yeah.
So if anyone is missing
Me.
anything in their sheet, let me know and I'll push the long rest button, but
I'll
you should be
fix
reset.
that. I
I
forgot.
wasn't. I don't think I am.
Okay.
It looks like
I'm
I have
gonna.
no wounds or anything. Just wanted to make sure that my memory was still
No,
correct
that sounds
about
right.
that.
I don't know if anyone was
Mhm.
changing their spells or whatever,
I'm gonna
but
do that right now because
I
I
wanted
kind of
to be
forgot about
sure.
that because everything is about to start up, so he would
Yeah.
prepare.
yeah. For right now, don't worry about the paying the mana cost for your servants because you didn't really use much.
Mhm.
Um, so we're not gonna bog things down with that right now. But
Yeah.
if anyone finds any of the resources are missing, let me know and I'll send them back for you. Um, but yeah,
Oh,
so when you roll in, Kwaku waves you over. Oh, good, everyone's back. I've been working on something for you and wanted to make sure you got them before, well, anything got too far along because I suspect that this thing will be kicking off soon based on everything we've already talked about. So here. And he holds up boxes that they look like necklace boxes. Um, and where's the window? Do 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 do.
I ate it.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you? So what he pulls up for you are what he like opens these little boxes, and I can't find a game picture, so I'm just going to describe it, and I'll share a picture with you later. Um, they look like little necklaces, um, but he's got six of them, and he he hands the boxes out to the group as you approach. So he gives one to Annis, one to Iden, one to Penelope, one to Derek, one to
hmm.
Johnny, and then he looks over the batch of other people here
Hmm.
and looks back to the bunch of you, and then he just sort of hands it to Penelope and he says, "And I guess you can distribute this one because there are more of you than I was expecting. Um,
Okay.
you can put them on your foreheads; they are diadem. Um, while you are wearing it, it will be very difficult for someone to read your mind.
Oh,
I
convenient.
assumed that this would be helpful for you. It's not going to prevent mind control or anything advanced, but essentially what I want you to do when you put it on, not before, but when you put it on, think about something that you don't mind people seeing. And then while you do that, hold the stone against your forehead. And whatever you're thinking will effectively be recorded for that minute. And then when someone tries to read your mind, instead of getting your thoughts, they will get whatever you recorded. So have fun with that.
Penelope immediately puts it on her head.
Oh yeah, Iron's already
Yeah.
got.
And then she just looks over at the two of them very expectantly, like, uh-huh.
What does it look like?
I'm trying to find an image that is useful for it. I was gonna get one
Mm.
for real, but I don't want to like. If anyone wants to art one, feel free. It's meant to be like a simple
Oh.
silver strand that has a single gem at the end of it. Um, let me. I'm checking to see if there's art for one that I can just repurpose.
But yeah,
Um,
Annis definitely takes a second to think of something that she could think of and then does it.
Yeah. I was like, did I want to be serious or did I want to be an
I
ass?
know. No, I'm trying to think.
I'm letting you
I'm
have
trying to
that
think.
choice.
Yeah, but if everybody sees it, they're gonna be like, damn, this is a heated horse.
The fuck?
I'm trying to determine if at any point Annis would have seen any of Sesame Street because for
Oh
some
my
reason the
god.
first thing that popped in my head was the Menomina song. Just
Yes.
I
But I
mean,
don't think Annis would know about that.
that is an option.
Oh, Penelope is fully just like playing My Heart Will Go On,
Oh
but
my
it's
No.
god.
specifically the
Annis
part where
is
she's
thinking about
belting.
Annis is thinking about Derek's butt. She's gonna make whoever's reading her mind uncomfortable.
That is fair.
I'm gonna go the true Iden way. As much as it would be silly and amazing to have the meme of like the Hulk slamming Loki's body, but as like Iden with fucking the Butcher just like yeeting him. Um it's gonna be Eldath, you know my boy. Gotta pray to his goddess. Now everybody gets to think about her. You coming in here, you getting the Eldath rundown.
All right. I'm just gonna find a picture of a real one because all the D&D ones are too fancy. I didn't think this would be that hard, but apparently it's that hard. So I'm just gonna paste a real one into the chat, and then when I find a better one, I will add it to the items that I put in your inventory. So like this.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
So hopefully it's not
Cute.
too distracting from like your normal appearance. They don't require attunement. You can just put it on.
Because I was like, I don't got room for anything attunement.
Right.
Does it have
But
to be worn on the head?
it has to be worn in contact with your head. It doesn't actually have to be on your forehead.
Okay.
So if you want to just like roll it up around your ear, you can. If you want to hide it under your hat, you can.
I'm making an earring, say no
It just
more.
has to be in touch with your head in order to function.
Does the ear count, or is that too far away?
The ear is part of your head.
Okay, cool.
You can make it an earring if you want to. The important thing is that it is touching your skin, which is touching your skull.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he made 6 of them. He had kind of assumed, based on previous history, that your party would be about that big. You're gonna have to pick who you give the last one to. You've got a number of options.
Just, I know the three of us received one.
Yep.
Who else received one?
Derek and Johnny.
Derek and Johnny, because they've been traveling with you for a long time, so we kind of assumed for them.
Gotcha.
Like,
So,
I personally, would like to make a case for Freddy because he knows who Cersei is, but Annis is not going to push the subject if we want to give it to Diana or Buck.
Well, I don't think we should give it to either of them.
Iden would make the case for Enon because
Oh.
he is a servant, and he's made it clear that Enon's a servant.
I will tell you, in the meta, which you
Yeah.
would have figured out at this point just through trial and error, that you
Okay.
cannot give equipment to servants because they
Mhm.
are
Okay, then never
manifest.
mind. Yeah, I would have
So,
absolutely had to
yeah,
try
I'm
that.
just
Never
telling you
mind.
that now, just before you go too far down that rabbit hole. You had already
It
done that
didn't
before.
even occur to me to offer it to Cersei or Enon, yeah.
Yeah.
Please say give it to Freddy. I mean, this is probably something we should figure out in character, but
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, so anyway, have fun with that. Try not to get your minds read too much. We're going to get your boat settled in so that it's ready for the next time you need to use it. Did it give you any trouble? Were there any issues that we need to work out?
It was pretty smooth sailing, to be honest.
Oh, that wasn't a pun. Okay.
No, it was. I can make
I'm
puns.
so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. This is growth. This is character development.
I'm glad you got an opportunity to take it at night because honestly, I wasn't sure if we should have added lights or something, but seems like it worked out.
And Diana's gonna pipe up just like, I mean, I think it should have some lights on it, at least optional lights, because I drove that thing in the dark and I did not enjoy that.
That's fair.
So if we could get some lights installed on it, I mean, not that I'm going to be using it often, so I guess it's really up to you guys. And it's not even my boat. What am I saying?
Well,
But
hang on, it's the HMS Titanic but cooler, or is it the
yeah,
RMS?
HMS.
Well, I feel that we won't be using the HMS Titanic but cooler for a little while. So I suppose there's time to install things like lights.
But if that is what you would like, then that is what we will do.
Unless we can take it up a waterfall. Can we take it up a waterfall? I don't think so. That seems like a bad idea.
I would not recommend trying to take it up a waterfall, on account of it would have to go perpendicular and you would fall off.
And then we'd have to bring it back down the waterfall. Yeah, let's not do that.
Well, he's going to get to work with looking over the boat, making sure everything's intact, and figuring out how to set up lighting. Um, so hooray. The lot of you are welcome to meet up and make your decisions and plan what you're doing next. I can pull up the
Yeah.
map if you would like it for that. If you'd rather
Uh,
just theater of the mind, we can do that too.
has anyone new shown up since we left? I know we haven't been gone that long.
No, no one new is here. Or at
Okay.
least no one new has been reported to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just gonna meet up in like the kitchen or whatever to
Yeah.
talk, or the war
Yeah.
room or whatever.
The
It's
kitchen
like
like
is
how
the
we-
war
3
room.
p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
let's use the war room since we have
I
it.
know.
all right.
I was just about to say we made it, and we're just in the kitchen, easy access to food. We have our priorities.
I
All
will
right.
bring some coffee and snacks. So I will be right back. Feel free to stop planning without me.
All right. I will share the map then if we are doing stuff.
Cool.
And it goes to the kitchen.
Is is Belle around?
Hmm. I mean, probably. Like,
Like,
I
is
don't think
she
she would have gone spirit form or anything, but I mean, she might have.
is she around invisible to the group?
I would not have necessarily given her the command to go invisible. Yes. Fantasy grounds.
On
Fantasy
account of the
grounds.
map. Yeah.
Ah!
Map attack.
Mm,
Okay. Everybody on the map.
Yep, yep. It pretends like the arrows to resize exist.
Yeah, that's very
Whatever.
frustrating.
Standing
And
on
then
a
I
table
guess
in the kitchen.
I guess a better question to get the answer I'm looking for is: did Belle go with Annis to make coffee, or is she in there in the room? Did anyone hear me?
I hear
Oh,
you.
I heard you.
Yeah, that's not an answer or a question I
Does
can answer.
anyone?
I mean, hmm. That's up to Belle. I don't think Ennis is having like trouble carrying all the coffee or anything.
For simplicity, she's just going to follow Annis anyway.
Okay.
For simply, I'm just going to say that she follows you around unless I say otherwise, just to spare over communication.
Okay.
That is where she went.
Cool. I guess she is going to help carry all the coffee and snacks and shit.
Hurrah! She will help you do that.
Map.
You need a map?
Where did I hold on? I need images. It got weird when I tried to. Thank you. Yeah, it got weird when I tried to make it bigger. I'm just not gonna try and mess with it.
I will sync the view on the room. There you go. It's a crowded little room.
It is.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I guess rather than having her help carry things, I will offer Cersei the opportunity to either just kind of wander off or go invisible but still follow me around if she wants to. If she wants to stay in her corporeal form, she can.
Once you're separated from the group, she'll just turn invisible to save energy. So she is poofed, but out of view of everyone.
Yeah. Can't have
But
everyone thinking she's a servant or anything.
see how long you ride that game.
Probably not for too much longer, honestly.
So yeah, so I've squeezed everyone in that little room. That is your war room.
Yeah, Aiden's gonna look to Penelope and just be like, "Hey, few questions to hopefully make our lives easier.
Yeah.
That dragon, is it like protecting? Oh God, it's been so long. I'm losing it.
Morgan, camouflage.
Morgan. Is it protecting Morgan, or is it kind of think of it like the people that tried to put me in the horse prison, kind of like that?
It's
If
technically guarding the castle?
so, wouldn't be fond of us like waking her up then, right?
Don't know.
I was thinking maybe
I
we
don't
could.
think it's going to be like, oh no, you woke her up. How dare you? I'm going to try and eat you. Because by the time, basically, if we are able to get into the castle, from what I understand. Oh,
Yeah.
apparently my phone was just listening to me that whole time and trying to send a text.
Aha.
Important business plans. Gotta send them.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. No. From what I understand, if we are able to get past the dragon in the first place, then the dragon won't be a problem when we wake her up. Because I kind of have to convince the dragon that we are there and that we are friends.
Yeah, that was actually my first concern, because it already
Yeah.
has the butcher chasing after it. So, um,
I mean, I've got an idea of how this. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that.
Okay. The next concern is the butcher chasing
What about it?
after the dragon. We don't know how far behind he is. If we get straight to that location, how much time to be on the dragon? Because, hey, there is a contract that keeps everybody safe for the time being. And I'm gonna be honest, I know Morgan's strong, but she's been asleep for so long. I don't want her near the butcher when she wakes up.
I mean, she could destroy his ass, from what I understand. Maybe. I don't know.
Unguaranteed. Yeah, it's an unknown variable, and
I'm not
yeah.
quite sure what you're actually asking of me right now.
No, it was more along the lines of my goal is to make sure that we have enough time to get into there and to get out. That's the kind of the biggest like roundabout is.
I don't think there's any way to make sure that we have time because we don't know how long this is going to take. We could go straight to where the dragon is supposed to be roosting and he may not be there yet. Not the butcher, I mean the dragon.
The dragon. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So it could be we get there and he's there and we can get this done
quickly
before midnight, or it could be that we don't, or he's not there yet and we have to wait on him, and then it happens to be after midnight by the time we even get in there. So I don't know.
Like, don't know if you've seen the dragon in any dreams at all or anything.
Nope.
Even if you, I
Nope.
was like, even if you knew slightly of the dragon, you don't speak Draconic, and that's kind of necessary. Well, no,
I mean,
not necessary. No, it does have to be a shared
I
language.
just
might be
because
common.
I have comprehend languages, I assume it's gonna know what I'm talking about.
Well, I meant in ascending. If we were able to contact it ahead, but I don't think if you haven't seen it either.
Okay, out of character question. How does that work with people you don't know?
Yeah,
Or
I asked
dragons you don't know, because I don't
It
know.
goes off of the same rules that scrying do in terms of familiarity. So if you've never seen them and you've never met them and you don't have anything of them, then you can't really do it.
Yeah, that's why he was asking if you'd seen him in a dream or something.
Nope.
Yep, that confirmed it for good. So he's just like, fuck, we can't contact ahead.
Just call ahead, like, hey, we want to make a reservation for staying.
Okay, but legitimately, that has been my plan for the past couple of weeks. Is if we could just call ahead and be like, yo, homie.
So I'm going to tell you that there is a ridiculously weird path you could take to accomplish what you're trying to do. I do not at all blame you if you don't know what it is.
Give it to me. Scrying first and then
Well,
doing
scrying
it?
is the same problem.
Oh shit, you're right. Fuck. Oh.
Like
No. There's that's too far away. He's too far for me to pull that off.
Like the only reason that something could work involves understanding something about the world that I don't think Aiden understands.
No. Aiden, please hold up. I gotta call up the man who hops between worlds. Can you do me a solid favor and get me on a phone call with this dragon? Please,
God.
thank you. Serve the dimension, please. You're killing me here.
It's like I have an idea, but it's gonna involve Penelope taking a nap.
I legitimately, I was gonna ask her if she could take a nap and try to connect to the fucking dragon and work in there. That was my next. He just looks at you like, and I know this is like an inconvenient time to take a nap, but like, can you?
Wait, are you actually asking that in character?
Yeah, that was actually his next question. He was gonna ask you if you could actually do that.
She's gonna be like, what the fuck?
I just figured if we could quote unquote like a phone call ahead, it might help with, arranging for the dragon to be there and us to get on and just go again. Because if he just ups and flies, we don't gotta worry about nothing. Just throwing ideas out there.
It certainly is an idea. That is an idea.
I'm racking my head right now.
Well, let's figure out let's wait for Annis. And then we'll figure out our strategy from there. And let's come up with a plan for if we can get in contact with him ahead of time, which that would be cool. And let's come up with a plan for if we can't. Because I don't want everything to hinge on a chance of something that might be achieved, maybe.
Understandably would like to have multiple plans in place.
Annis finally arrives in the room. All right, I've got a pot of coffee for you, and then a pot of coffee for everyone else, and snacks.
Thank you.
Did I miss anything?
Just trying to plan.
Aiden just told me to go take a nap.
I was an idea, a question if it would work. With the whole connection. Just throwing it out there.
Right. So we Do we know exactly where this roosting spot for the dragon is, or do we just have a vague direction? Or do we even have a direction?
I mean, we. Okay, yeah, out of character because I'm just like shit. This was 2 weeks ago.
I know, I feel you. The pain is
Your
real.
understanding is that its roost is somewhere in the white-topped mountains to the east of presumably where you are right now, based on the
Okay.
map. So, like, the northeast, there's a series of mountains that run along what you've scouted to be like the heavy cliffs that lead to like an ocean beyond. But just for the hex that you're in right now, the White Top Mountains are a bit to the north and east of you, to use cardinal directions on this map, and they seem to run along past the normal mountains. But you don't know
Also,
specifically which one.
the hex map has just, it's completely dark right now.
It's
Yeah, it did that
because
to me
every
earlier.
time it forgets that you're part of the party with Merlin. Because
But we're
that
also all on the map, this map currently, so that's probably why.
is it still
So,
black
Okay.
for you now?
Nope, it showed back up.
I'm
Okay,
cheating it
so
by I put Merlin on it so that someone from the party is always there, but the game forgets every time I launch Fantasy Grounds that he can share his vision with the party. So
love that.
so
So yeah, we don't really have a 100% confirmed this is the location. We know it's in this like kind of snowy top mountains to the east, but we don't have like coordinates.
so we have a few different things going on from what I've gathered. We don't have an exact location for where the dragon typically hangs out. We don't know if even after we find that roost, if the dragon will even be there. And then some arsehole is trying to track it down and kill it, who we have beef with.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's about accurate, yeah.
And then, of course,
And
there's all of the other masters that will be trying to kill us.
yeah, and then Aiden had a decent idea. Like about reaching out to the dragon, possibly.
Oh,
But the
you
problem
can do that?
is, the problem is, I don't know this dragon. Nobody
Oh.
knows this dragon. I don't know what it looks like. I have a vague idea based on what description was given to me. So that's a problem there. I could try and like take a nap and ask Morgan if she knows what he looks like or can help me out there, or like we could probably ask Vivian or Nimue because they're the ones who put her there. But even then, that's not really a guarantee.
But it's worth a try, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So weird scenario. Penelope,
Yeah.
roll a history check.
Oh God.
Even you.
And I suppose the next question is, are we wanting to set out pretty much immediately? Or are we wanting to hang around here until the Grail War starts?
I would assume we want to start traveling to make it as soon as possible. No.
I don't know, but what's the 17 for?
I'm messaging you.
Okay.
Gasp. The power of history.
Well, we at least have a direction, and we know we can't get there via boat.
Yeah. It's like
It's up in the mountains.
Yeah, it's gonna be up in the mountains. It's gonna be up where it's cold. So, like,
Right.
everybody, please pack warm things.
I
Please.
can.
Oh my fuck. Hold on.
Okay. Do we need to keep talking while you message?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can turn into a giant eagle and carry a couple of people on me up mountains. I think Belle can, if she can't, she can polymorph someone else into a giant eagle. She can turn into an eagle herself as well. Hmm. We can
Okay.
travel a lot faster that way.
I mean, I can just do my thing. Just gallop.
Straight up snow-covered mountains.
Yeah.
I don't know that you'll be able to run as fast as I can fly as a giant eagle.
I
Are
will
you gonna
also
be like,
remind everyone that if you are using the slippers of spider climbing or equivalent, it does not work on wet surfaces.
nope,
Like
freedom
snow.
of movement, baby?
Oh, that's true. Like, I can fly 80 feet per round as a giant eagle.
Like, it lasts for an hour, so it's not long, but
What's your movement speed? Like, you could probably run up cliff faces, but
yeah. My speed is 50.
okay, so you're not as fast as an eagle. So we know the polymorph potions work on you to turn you into a human. Oh, we did turn you into a dog that once, so
Oh
we could
yeah,
do that again.
they
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Alright, I just messaged you back.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And well, Enon and my servant can become invisible and corporeal, so we don't have to worry about transporting them necessarily.
I mean, they still need the speed, but yes.
That's true.
Not that that should be a problem for, Inan, but yeah.
Once we start getting into snow territory, we'll definitely need to be flying and not relying on spider climb
Yeah.
or special horseshoes.
Trust me, I'm in search for extra
Oh,
mobility.
crap.
I'd like to be a little faster.
So we need to pack warm, but we also need to pack light. We won't be able to take a cart or a boat or anything with us.
Okay, while I'm waiting on the message back, Diana's gonna be like, does anyone have any cute snow boots or anything I could borrow? I think I left mine back up top.
Aiden just looks down to her feet, looks down to his legs.
No, I
cannot
can't
help
borrow.
you.
I can't borrow your horseshoes, Aiden.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to.
I'm sure I have spares.
Speaking of, I need to probably readjust my hooves a little bit later.
It's like I brought my coat. I forgot the boots, and I don't know why I forgot the boots.
Yeah, I'll take a look and see what I've got, but I'm sure I've got spares.
And then Buck will be fine because he can just ride in the jar.
I can do that.
Yeah, what's that like, bud?
Oh, it's very nice. There's a bunch of pillows in there.
Oh my god, I hate you.
It's very comfy.
Like, I mean that affectionately, but I hate you.
I've got a mini fridge if you want something.
Oh my god.
How did you get a mini fridge? You know what? No, I don't want to know.
I held
I
on
don't
to it
want to
when I
know.
went in one time. I've got all kinds of stuff in there. I've been collecting things for a while.
Are you just living in that bottle now?
I mean, as long as I can, which isn't long enough, but you know. It's very
That's
spacious.
How long can you stay in the bottle?
Oh, managed a few hours so far.
Hmm. Right. Well, as a as a giant eagle, I can only stay in that form for uh an hour for every two druid levels. So let's.
Okay, so Penelope is gonna like stop for a second and be like, wait, okay, hold the phone. guys, I will be right back. I have to send a message really quick. And she's just gonna like run out the door.
Annis just
She's
reaches
just
into
out
her
in the hall.
bag and pulls out her phone and goes, "Why did she want me to hold?"
Don't.
Oh, this is so great. Yeah, I didn't realize that the trait that he has for spending time in the bottle is tied to his proficiency bonus, not his class levels.
No.
So, yeah, he could be in there for 8 hours.
Wow.
He
God.
could actually take a long rest.
That is
Wow.
disgusting.
He
No.
doesn't. Well, I get. Yeah, he doesn't sleep, but he does do rests. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's really funny.
polymorph is only for an hour, but if I'm reading correctly, I can actually stay in giant eagle form for 8 hours. It's 1 hour. No, 4 hours. It's one for every 2 druid level.
It sounds right.
So 4 hours. I have 2 charges of it, so I could go back to back and do 8 hours, but that would be a lot.
That would be very tiring.
Okay.
And then I don't have like a carrying capacity or anything, so I guess that's just however many of my companions you think I can hold on to and fly.
You would. So the way it works is it's your strength score, like the overall,
Mhm.
times your if it's capacity just holding and not lifting, it times it by 15. So whatever the giant eagle has, times that by
Mhm.
15 for strength.
If they're like riding on my back, I mean, I could probably grab them in my claws, but that would be
You
uncomfortable
could
for a long period of time.
potentially say it's a lift at that point, and then you would so
Okay.
instead it'd be doubled, so it'd be times 30.
Times 30. Do I have a strength?
You should.
Yes, 4.
4. That doesn't sound right for a giant eagle. No, not
Well,
not the bonus, the actual score.
yeah. Yeah, strength of 4. Dexterity is 11, constitution is 12, strength is 4.
They are not that strong.
I don't think you're gonna be able to
Yeah, I could maybe
Okay.
get
a
Penelope
person, yeah.
or
You
Diana.
got Derek or
Mhm.
Penelope. Damn, I thought they were stronger.
I'll look at the
Penelope's
rest of my
gonna.
wild shapes and see if I've got another flying one that has more
My
flying.
giant eagle entry says that they have a strength of 16.
16. Yeah, 16. I was like,
Oh,
there's no way that it's 4. And this
okay.
one says 16
Yeah,
times.
when I look at okay, when I this is
So
yeah,
480 would be your lifting capacity.
yeah, that sounds about right. But I've got I must be looking at like the enemy version then or something because I've got one that's saying I'm like size large, 2 attacks, strength of 4, but then I've also got STR 16.
Yeah, that's your strength. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Weird. I don't know. But anyway, so that's a
Yeah.
much better carrying capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
can carry a lot of people.
That can't carry Iden, actually. Iden is beyond eagle capacity.
I was about to say unless you're a dog, but then it's like you're only a dog for like an hour at a time.
Yeah, unfortunately, Iden's a very thick boy
And would have the intelligence of a dog
That's true.
and
being
no
That would
strength.
carried
be
by an eagle.
you'd definitely be in my claws, or Derek would be just like cuddling you. I don't know. Oh, that's a good point, though. Anyone that gets polymorphed has the intelligence of an eagle.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, since I can carry Iden, but only Iden, right? Or
No, he's
no?
beyond your carrying capacity, just straight up.
'Cause I
Iden
was
naturally
thinking,
weighs almost like he's like 800 some odd, like almost 1,000 pounds. He's
hmm.
chunky boy.
Oh, but what about when you're in the human form?
Uh, Probably a normal human weight.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like this won't work for long distance travel, but if we have to get up like a sheer cliff face or something, I can always just carry some people up, sit them at the top, go back down, carry more people up like that.
Yeah, I found his little section. He weighs 840.
Boy,
He's max 7 out because it seemed like that was the max for medium-sized characters, but
and
apparently I
when
was wrong when I first made him, so, you know.
we'll just cast levitate on you and tie a rope.
I've done that in other games. I cast levitate on a statue, and then I tied a rope
No.
around it, and I tugged it around behind me, and then I unlevitated it over someone.
Oh,
That's
that's
amazing.
pretty good. That's what we'll do. We'll see the butcher, and I'll be like, "All right, we're gonna
Drop me.
unlevitate you on top of the butcher, crush him to death,
Drop me.
crush him with your horse ass."
Yes.
Oh my god.
Behold. I was like,
All
I
right,
kept my
Penelope is
promise.
gonna like pop back into the room for 2 seconds and be like, "All right, guys, I think I have a solution. But I'm just waiting on a response."
Oh.
Yeah. So if this works the way I think it's gonna work, then I think it might work.
Yay.
I'm
And
counting
then
the
she's just
words
gonna
because, yeah.
but she's just gonna like run right back out, like doesn't give anyone a chance to like say anything.
Okay. Well, I mean, regardless, unless we can literally teleport to where we're going, I think we need to be prepared for multi-day travel. Don't think we're getting there before midnight. Maybe. Anything is possible.
And then
It's gonna be
Diana's just
too.
gonna be like, "Well, I mean, maybe." No, I wouldn't have seen that. Like, never mind. I was gonna be like, maybe we could lake travel,
I was thinking about it.
but I don't. I can't.
If there's a
Can't.
body of water
Can't.
there, if
I
I
would
was
have to have seen it.
Yeah.
one day I'll learn the tree stride spell, and then transport via plants.
You'd have to
And
see it
then
too, or know of a location. Yeah.
I would need to, yes, I would need to scry on a tree, or have been there.
We're just getting messed up by needing to be places. We got to take more trips.
It's like it's one of the things that the game does to make you still explore once you know spells.
Oh yeah. T.
I mean, we did scout. We scouted a lot. This place is enormous.
That's.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty enormous. I don't know that I've been through the mountains yet, though. So that'll be fun.
All right,
Oh,
so
well.
here's your eloquent description.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, shoot.
Is she running back in?
Not yet.
Okay. I wouldn't want to like accidentally cut in if you're about to. Yeah, Aiden's gonna look at Enon and it's like our biggest goal.
Oh god, okay, another sending.
Oh god.
Hey, that's what happens. You knew what this was.
Oh my god. If we happen to cross paths at any point, the butcher's already played his word games. And 2 can play that game, and I can play it better because I'm a fae. So, by the contract, and I do. If you have that contract written out in
Would
the
you like me to share it
notes,
with you
where's it
again?
at again? Yeah,
Yeah.
because I can never remember where it's at. Boop, 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 boop.
I will copy the text into the chat if you would like.
Please, if you could just send it to me so I can just pin it forever and ever.
Boop, boop, boop. It is in your inventory as is.
Oh, it is? Okay, let me go to my inventory.
So if you open your inventory, you can drag it. But if you would like, for the sake of everyone's sanity, I'll just paste it to the chat. Since everyone here has already seen it, so it's not
Yep.
exactly a secret. Bam.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to look at. So, and he just kind of slaps down the contract on the table. By word of word, you have to face his servant for this to become null. I've already got the entry. If we're playing by the phase game, as long as you don't look the servant in the face and you keep turned around and you just keep going the other way, it's up to him to try and get his servant to reach you. So as long as we go in the opposite direction, we should be fine.
You would also have to figure out that he is your servant,
Mm-hmm.
and then have his servant fight your servant.
Mm-hmm.
There's things we can do. We can mislead him, especially now that we have. And she taps the thing on her forehead. Now that we have these, most of us. We do need to figure out who is getting the 6. But that's a conversation for when Penelope isn't chatting with someone.
Actually, Annis. You know how you made me human once?
Right. I've stocked up on those potions, by the way. We have quite a number of them just in case.
Hear me out. Let's get this even better. If he can violate the contracts, like I said, I dare him to hit. What if we take somebody's hair and it alters me again, and I play it up that I am your servant?
Or we could just pretend Inon is my servant, and that we don't know who your servant is at all.
I want Inon out of the picture entirely, because again, if he is facing towards...
Oh, good point.
Yes,
Hmm.
we're playing phase game here. I want Inon as far as possible when we get close.
Okay.
Face turned. If I can pretend to be either your servant or my own servant, because obviously the contract isn't void,
Okay. Whew. Sent
and he hits me,
again.
he'd break the contract. So if you can polymorph me into just looking like some rando, I can play it up.
The contract is null if he attacks anything or anyone that is not your servant.
Mm-hmm.
So we could maybe have someone pretend, other than Inon, to pretend to be your servant that can maybe take a hit.
No, not a servant. Servants, I'm going to be real, servants don't count as phantasmal or humanoid. I see where he's going to use that loophole. Think of it like the boat. They would be considered none of that. They're the gray area. He's going to be able to attack other servants, so we also need to take him out as quick as possible.
No, I mean, if we can trick him into attacking a human or phantasmal pretending to be your servant.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't want him to hit
someone
our
that can take a
friends.
hit. Yeah, that's the problem.
That's why I just, I would rather take the hit.
Right, but if you're not there to be
Oh, I'm
commanding
gonna be
your
there.
quote-unquote servant, then she won't attack you.
Okay, so you guys hear Penelope running by the door, just
Okay.
cackling again. She doesn't have a full answer yet, but she will be back. But it's like a very giddy, just like
I wish you could turn someone into a centaur, into me, but I know your polymorph doesn't
Right.
go to that
The
capacity.
other wrinkle in that plan is his servant has to face your servant, not him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we're trying to get him to attack.
To hit.
But he
And
won't
he
attack.
will.
He won't attack anyone until his servant has attacked.
So he
your
can
servant.
attack servants is what I'm trying to get across here. They
Right,
don't
yeah.
count. So he'll go for it if he
He'll-
can.
Yeah, if he thinks that the person is
Somebody's
a servant.
Mm-hmm.
oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more sending, but
You're just going through all your spells.
I could polymorph myself and pretend to be a servant to get him to try and attack me.
I'm running into the other wrinkle. It's the divinity.
The divinity?
The divinity that the servants give off.
No, that's a good point.
I'm gonna keep mulling it over. For now, Yanan, just don't look at her face. If anything, use a mirror.
Honestly,
He's not
if I
even
get
going
the
to be
chance, I'll
around.
just be taking shots at the butcher.
That's also excellent. I mean, yeah, yeah, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. Just stay far away. That's the
Just
goal. We're just gonna keep a
as you
distance.
should be aware, eliminating the enemy master will be easier.
Yeah.
So any
Well, this
plan
isn't
that
about being
involves
I
in.
mean, maybe
What?
not in this case.
How
His
could it
servant
be
might
real?
actually not be as strong as him.
be that as it may, you should also remember that if he sees you and not me, and his servant is aware that either of you are masters, they will not need an order from their master to attack you.
Right. Yeah, his servant doesn't have to play by those
Nope.
rules either. She
And I
can.
hope she fucking comes.
Well, I mean, it does say, nor will I order anyone to do so on my behalf. That might include his servant.
You've got
We,
a point.
when we
You've
got
actually
those
got a fair
reports,
point.
Buck, did you say you went to the village with all of the cat people, or you just heard about it?
I just heard about it, but I'm still down if anyone wants to go look.
No, because we got reports of the clearly what were harvesters and the servant in the
Cat
area,
things.
but they didn't. I don't think they attacked anyone. They just created a ruckus, right? I think.
Well, depending on, because I mean, a servant generally doesn't have a reason to attack civilians if they're not the incarnate of all that is awful. So either A, they're actually reasonable, or B, the contract does hold true on his behalf.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if she just attacks people without him saying to, then that, of course, is allowed because he's not ordering her. She's just attacking.
And he can't harm the dragon until he faces us, is the other thing. So
Yes.
unless she can attack the dragon, then he's just following and waiting. He still can't do anything.
Right. Is he expecting us to go after the dragon? Because why would he be following it if he knows he can't attack it without the contract happening until he's expecting us to go after this dragon or to follow him? He must be, right?
Either he's already read our minds before we had the protections, or he just really wants to fight a dragon because that is literally his way of waiting for us to come to him, and I did be coming to him.
Hmm.
Either way, I mean, I am going to him. Just preferably after we get to talk with Morgan.
Right. Penelope kicks down the door.
We just finally used this room.
Poor
She's
door
like,
has been through some shit.
she's like, why do we even have that door? Okay,
In
so
case we need to have secret meetings.
I'll fix it later. Okay, so Vivi gave me a really good hint. She's I mean, because she knows about the like. Okay, sorry, hold on. Let me get this back in. Okay, so from what Vivi told me, she hasn't personally seen it, but it's as big. Like Albion himself is like as big as a mountain, so it's kind of hard to miss. So if we just start heading in that direction, it's gonna be hard to miss him.
For me.
I mean, I could probably still try and reach out, but like I also used up all 3 of my sendings because I got excited. And
Well,
then like Vivi told me she was gonna get and she just looks over at Johnny and she's like, oh yeah, Vivi said congratulations by the way. She's gonna get us a cake with a stripper later.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But that's not the point.
okay. If this dragon is that big, we'll be able to see it from a distance, and then Aiden, who can speak Draconic, can send to it and talk to it.
Yes.
And be like, Hey there, dragon. We're going to. Let's be friends, please. I want to be your friend.
I
That was a
will.
bad
Or
impersonation.
just,
I'm sorry.
I mean, I have a better idea of what we can actually say, but yeah.
Be a lot more formal than that. I think Kilthak would
Mm.
actually
Be
kill
like,
me. The name, it's in the name. Kilthak would kill me.
So,
well,
if I
that's when
just
we just be like, that's when we just be like, hey, Albion, I have 2 emissaries of the lake with me here. They are your friends, and they would like to speak to you. However, they do not know Draconic. So let me be your translator. We're coming to visit. Eh?
don't you have a spell that'll let you speak any language, or just
No,
understand
understand.
it? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh, if it's an animal, I can speak with animals.
it's not
He's a dragon.
well, yeah.
True. We did realize some potentially something while you were out in the hallway. The butcher can't
Oh,
attack this dragon without voiding his contract. In order to in order to actually fight the dragon, his servant has to fight Aiden's servant first. Why is he going after the dragon? He's expecting us to go after the dragon or to find him, right?
uh,
Or maybe he's
I
just insane and really wants to fight a dragon and doesn't give a shit. I don't know.
mean, I think it's that, honestly.
We should still be cautious, definitely.
Facts.
And also, there's a very real possibility that I could get us up onto the dragon while it is still flying without needing for it to roost. That's also a possibility. If not all of us, at least most of us.
I was like, if this is the giant eagle plan, Annis, I'm a little heavy.
Not
Oh wait,
probably
sorry.
not all at once. Unless we cast levitate on you and tie a rope to you.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm sorry. I missed part of that.
I
Oh,
as a giant eagle, I can carry most of the group, and I can just fly up and land on the dragon while it is still in midair. Probably,
I
maybe.
mean, we probably still want to talk to it
Right, but it would
because it's
be
probably going to be important to actually making this work with waking up Morgan.
right. But if we talk to it and tell it not to land, to not even let the butcher get anywhere near it.
Hmm. Oh wait,
Anyway,
hold on. You can transform into things that fly.
yes.
What if you go on a scouting mission over in the mountains, track him down, and then give us a direction of where he is?
I do not want Annis going anywhere by herself as a
And
master.
she's not gonna like not by herself.
Okay. That was like the biggest concern.
Obviously. Yes, let me tell her to go by herself so that she can be in grave danger. Yes. No. Um but like at least 1 or 2 people go with her, whoever can viably be carried with her.
What did we figure out my strength was with people like on my
480.
back? 480? Yeah. Oh, and that's in pounds.
That's your max capacity, pretty much.
That's pounds. What do they use instead of pounds over in Britain? Shit.
British pounds.
No. Is it still
Measure
pounds or is it
stones.
Kilograms.
kilograms? Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm trying to take my flight speed into kilometers, but I could not think of kilograms.
I mean, if you want to
Uh,
be very British with it, you could say stone, because 1 pound equals 14, or yeah, 14 pounds equals 1 stone. So you could do that math.
Oh God.
14 pounds equals 1 stone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
this is
do
going
it.
to be
Don't
very
do it.
funny.
Don't do it. Oh God.
can carry about 34 stones worth of people on my back.
Annis, what the fuck does that mean?
Uh,
Yeah, that's about accurate. So I think I
right,
use the same strength.
right,
No, no.
kilograms. Hang on, let me, hold on.
34 stones. Like, what is that, like an elf thing? Damn.
It's specifically stone,
Just,
not stones. It's very stupid. I'm making fun of an entire culture by saying this. It's very stupid.
it's a little over 200 kilograms, I think.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's not my strong suit.
Stones.
I will need to know how much
Stones.
everyone weighs. Obviously I can't
Ooh.
have Aiden on my back, but if anyone knows levitate, we can levitate him, and then he won't know. He won't weigh anything, and then we can
I'll
just tie a
say,
rope.
Annis, I weigh 60 stones.
Right? Yeah, I definitely can't carry you. Unless we polymorph you into a human.
I'm just a boulder.
But then
Don't-
the polymorph,
The nice boulder.
and then you're polymorphed, and you're really kind of weak as a human.
That, and I'd be nervous about after an hour if I just kind of float on somebody's back.
Can anyone cast levitate?
No.
No, but I can fly.
Can I make a potion? DM, can I make a potion of levitate?
No one here can cast it, so no.
Okay, no. Okay.
I'm checking to see if it was added to Johnny's list, but I don't think she has it.
I think Cersei can. Let me.
Let me check.
Save me. Save me,
Such a
Belle.
long list.
I wish I could just. It is so long. I wish I could just search it. What level is it?
Should be a 2.
I don't think she can
I don't
cast.
see it on there.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't see it on Johnny's either.
damn.
It's a good spell.
But Johnny can fly.
We would absolutely have to polymorph you into either a dog or a human in order to have the giant eagle plan work. Even then, I think either we'll have to leave people behind, or it'll have to be like a two trip.
Or like I can cast fly and I can cast it on more than one person.
You know, that works.
I guess it will depend on how fast we'll have to go. I can go about 128 kilometers. Hang on, 128 kilometers for every 6 seconds. So that's like that can't be right. Like 1,200 kilometers in a minute. Am I doing that math right?
Um,
That seems fast.
My flight speed is 80. Oh, feet, not miles. Okay. I'm like, there's no way that's right.
Shannick, gotta go fast.
You hear a sonic boom as she takes off, shattering all the glass in the
Faster than
area.
a jet engine, oh my god.
20
No.
kilometers per minute.
That is admittedly what Fate would do. Fate would be like, you're also a jet. Like,
So it's
you're a
like
Greek
20
god
kilometers
and
a
a
minute.
transformer. So ultimately, the plan right now is that you just want to get as many people as you can together to fly up and look.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Or to at least start scaling the mountain and seeing what we find.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously, the decision then becomes, what does the party look like that is either going out to scale a mountain or going flying? Because you currently
Obviously,
have a group. If you're going to scale the mountain, you probably can all go scale a mountain together. If you're flying, then we have to do the math on weights and all that stuff.
okay. My plan is to see how far we can get just by, normal means of travel, and then if we have to go up any high cliffs or fly up to the dragon, then we can do giant eagle plan.
Sure.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds good to me.
So are
So
the
we don't
people
want to do the scouting?
We can still, like, I can scout ahead, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like to cut down on the
can
amount of I don't know what direction we're going in.
Like, I can send Hemlock ahead. I can summon like Bartholomew to go ahead, or I could fly ahead too. But
Oh yeah, I forgot about. I don't know how I forgot about Bartholomew.
he doesn't. I mean, he's not going to be as fast. Definitely not as fast as Giant Eagle Annis or even Hemlock. But that's an option.
Yeah, that is an option.
Well, the thing is, if I'm scouting through their eyes, I won't be able to see myself. So someone will either have to carry me
I
or.
just put you on my back.
That's
as
true. I can do
always.
that.
Yeah. That is not a problem.
All right. I guess let's. So okay, who all is going? Obviously, I'm going. I'm going. Penelope's going.
Diana's got to go. Or hold on. Yes, I mean, I'm going. I kind of have to be there.
Right.
Samesies.
Oh, right. That's a good point.
I think
And
this whole group, honestly.
obviously, my servant has to go. And
Where are they,
has to
by
go.
the way?
I guess Annis is just gonna look expectantly between her two boys.
Iden being as dumb as he is. You're telling me one of them's a servant for you? I'm just kidding. I knew it was you all along, Derek. You're too cool.
I am, in fact, a reincarnation of Batman.
I
Yes,
didn't know
turns out I
Derek's
didn't
not
have to
cool enough to
summon-
beat one.
Turns out I didn't have to summon a servant because there was one here all along. Two, actually, because he's the reincarnation of Lestat or whatever.
Wow.
That was
Diana's just gonna
sarcasm.
reach over and like pat him on the back, and she's just like, "It's okay, Freddie."
Who's Lestat?
Don't worry about it. Don't
I'm
worry
gonna
about
get
it.
you a book later, just so that you can see how wrong she is.
It was
Wait, I'm not supposed to know your name. I'm
sarcasm.
so sorry.
I can make puns and I can be sarcastic. Anyway, yes, I suppose everyone here and my servant are all going. A group bigger than this would probably end up too cumbersome.
Yeah,
So
and it's
I
okay.
guess
We can just stuff. We can just stuff Buck in the jar. It's fine.
I thought that was the plan.
Yeah.
So let's go get cold weather gear, pack up some food and provisions for the trip. Do we have any climbing gear?
That is up to whatever preparations the lot of you decided to make in the time leading up to now.
Woo.
Say yes.
Yeah, I feel like we would have invested in
You're
some.
in the mountains. I'm assuming you brought at least something. I don't know what.
Yeah, I
I'll
feel
let
like
you decide that.
I feel like I made noise about making sure we had like not magical means of like light and climbing and just basically as much like mundane stuff for camping and rock climbing as possible because I knew there were mountains and we didn't know what kind of terrain we were going to be dealing with.
I like the idea of a druid walking into like REI or something and just being like, "So what do you got?"
Okay, then.
Battery powered lanterns, old school candle lanterns, all kinds of stuff. Her bag of holding is full of stuff.
I'm rolling dice. Ignore these dice rolls.
Who are you?
How dare you?
Yeah, so unless anyone has anything else to say, okay. Annis is going to consider this meeting adjourned and go start.
Yeah.
The last time we talked about preparing stuff and making sure we didn't quite overlap, you said you had to.
I have what?
Did you have Dispel Magic set?
I mean, I was going to wait until we knew what our plan was before I started picking spells. But I can have that.
I wasn't sure if you had it or like what your plan was because I was still trying to get it fixed from the last time and just leave it as it. Be like I've already got it set.
Oh, okay. Is Albion a creature for the purposes of locate creature?
Yes.
Cool, I'm taking it.
Let me check the spell to see.
I know it's probably not for the
Because
purposes of like dominate beast or charm monster, but
it,
if I can locate that
Creature's like the
creature.
encompassing like everything.
so I'm just gonna give you meta knowledge. If you are, because it has a radius of 1,000 feet,
Mm-hmm.
um, if Albion is as big as you've been told, you'll probably notice.
Okay, so I don't necessarily need locate creature.
Like, you could bring it. I'm not telling you not
Mhm.
to. I'm just letting you know
I
as a
also have to be
reminder.
familiar. I'm
It
not
also
familiar with.
uses your concentration, which can be a pain.
That's also true. Well, I don't think we're going to need water breathing in the mountains. Smash cut to all of us drowning.
Also, because of your limited knowledge of Albion, technically it would point at any dragon.
Yeah, also
So
true.
that could be funny in its own way.
Okay, so I am
Oh, that'd
bringing
be
the spell
amazing.
magic.
Okay, you're bringing the spell.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will pick something else.
I also have lesser restoration and hold person. I'm just going to always have those equipped.
What?
That's
Locate creature can't cross running water?
nope.
What? That's
But he's in
weird.
the
I
sky,
forgot
so
about
you know.
that. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
thing. I
rough.
just forgot.
Hmm.
Trust me, I think I got hit with that when trying to find a non-existent unicorn.
It's true you did.
Mm. Oh, that's true. That's
That was very
true.
funny.
Oh, I remember those days. They were like, it was like 3 days ago in game or whatever.
No, we're like several months ahead now. You got your time skip.
Oh, I know. Again, that was sarcasm.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a long time ago. I still remember when you were passing without trace to get through a train without bumping into people.
Yep. Memory. Fond memories. Okay, I think I am done picking my spell.
Meanwhile, the bards and the warlocks are like, I'm good.
We can say
Yep.
that while this is happening in
I was
game,
saying,
Ennis is picking out a
Oh
cute
yeah.
winter outfit and making sure there's enough rations and supplies.
I didn't
yeah,
sleep
I
all of you.
sent Penelope. I already sent Penelope and Johnny over to get prepped.
Ennis
Yep.
digs out another pair of cute boots. They're not quite as cute as the boots that she has, but they're just a little bit slightly less cute to give to Diana.
Oh dear.
But they don't go with her outfit because they're like brown or green because that's all Ennis has.
Earth tones.
I think Ennis would ironically probably end up wearing an outfit very similar to the outfit she wore at the beginning of the game with like the green jacket, the turtleneck, the skirt, all that stuff.
Before Annis runs away to go gather her things,
Yes.
Diana's gonna come up to her. And she'd be like, where did Belle end up scurrying off to?
Oh, she said she was tired, so she was going to take a nap. She's around somewhere.
Oh, darn. Okay, I was going to go ask her something. Did she go take a nap in your room or like?
I think I'm not sure.
Okay. I guess I can just ask her later. I don't know. Tell her I was looking for her.
Okay, we'll do.
All right. Let me know whenever you find those boots, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Just gonna do.
So we never did figure out who was actually getting that sixth mind reader protector thing. I mean, I know we figured out it probably needed to be Freddy, but we didn't have the in-character discussion.
Oh shit, yeah.
Do you want to have an
Iden is
in-character
like
discussion, or do you just want to
Let's just
say you did?
Oh, yeah, like Ennis made the point that he's going to have to find out about her servant eventually, because like half the point of summoning the servant was to help him. So little do they know, he already knows. Okay.
Penelope
So
will make the offhand comment of, we all kind of have to know who it is eventually, and then just walks out the door.
right. So I will tell you later, but later.
Tell me. Don't tell me.
Okay. Fine, I will tell you. I will tell you now if you want.
No. Aiden leaves. No.
Somewhere not in here.
Oh wait, we have the mind ready thing. Well, that doesn't matter. Aiden's like, no. Well, not curious, because even then, charms still work. You can be forced to say something because reading minds is only one aspect.
We can say that Ennis will grab, like, right before we leave. Ennis will grab Penelope and Johnny and Derek and kind of like shove them into a room and tell them who her servant is, if we want to do that.
I mean, that's up to you.
You have power over the situation.
Right. I guess come to my room then if you really need to know about my servant.
Party in Annis's room.
Only if you want to know. And she says that to everybody. Like, only if you want this knowledge. So if Derek also wants the knowledge, he can have it.
Hell yeah, Derek wants the knowledge.
Okay.
Derek wants to know if
She
you
also
actually
says
got
it to
that bad.
Aiden, who just immediately is like, nope, 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 nope.
Yeah, Aiden absolutely does not want it because, yeah.
Not only people that have the, and she gestures to her head, like, sorry, Diana.
Damn. Okay, fine.
Sorry. Can't have minds getting read.
Actually, Freddy's not going to be there. He's being Freddy.
She's gonna poke her head back in. It's like, I still haven't found where she's at.
She's
Goes
around.
back into her room. I need to know now. No, I'm joking. But
All right. I've gathered you all here to tell you something shocking. I'm sure that you could have never guessed in a million years Belle is my servant. If you want to come out now.
Decloaks Predator style on the bed.
But she's still
Oh.
Luvia.
is she still in disguise, or is she?
She's still disguised.
I thought she was saying she was going to give like the name, and I was like, I don't want the.
Nope, she's decloaking, but she's still in the blue hair.
She is a caster. She is quite powerful.
Thank you.
Do you need her name, or just to know that she is my servant?
I mean, I'd like to know. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I mean, it'd be nice to know.
You did get pretty upset earlier when I wouldn't
Yeah,
tell
I
you.
did. Yeah, I'm still kind of upset.
Okay. Well, okay. I mean, obviously, as long as you don't let this knowledge get out to anyone that could use it.
Time to tell everyone and their mothers.
She just turns to Cersei. If you want to tell them, you can. If you want me to tell them, I can.
Oh, I'm not really worried about it. I have faith in the people here, as far as I can tell. Like, it's a risk, but so is people not really knowing what we're capable of. So if you're fine with it, yes, I am. Looks around the room. 1 second. Walks over. Pokes her head out. Grabs Freddy. Shoves him in the room. Goes back in. Locks the door. Right. Yeah, I am Circe. You might know me from mythology as the tragic hero of the Odyssey.
Oh. That explains why you had that reaction to my name.
Yeah, there's that.
What was she like?
So weird story. I heard a lot about her
Like,
for a while, was kind of not a fan, and some stuff happened, and before you know it, she married my son. It was weird. Um,
Oh, yeah.
it's okay. I married her son. It worked out. It was a SWATsies.
I always forget about that.
oh,
It was a weird time. You had to be there.
huh. Oh, wait. Oh my. Okay, wait. So if you're Cersei, right? So Okay. You'll think this is pretty cool then, I hope, I think. And then she like reaches into her really cute bag of holding and then pulls out the staff.
Oh, where'd you find that? Wait, was it with mine?
No,
Ah, well, that is
it
cute.
was it was in a library.
Oh, well, that probably makes sense. Let's see how far along you've got it. Do you mind? She holds up her hand.
And she hands it over.
Yeah.
She holds it. It resizes to her scale rather than yours. Huh.
Mm.
Yeah, you're working on it. She hands it back.
I
The fact
mean,
that it even existed, it gave me the idea to possibly look to locate yours, and that's how we ended up here. So it all worked out.
Yeah, and how is
wait.
yours coming along actually? And she walks over to Annis's.
Yep, Annis will hand it over.
You're getting there, but little room for both of you to grow. They're still opening up to you.
Does yours talk to Penelope?
No, does yours?
Sort of.
Oh. Um. Uh. Do you want me? She's gonna stop herself before she says anything, and then she's gonna be like, "It is okay if I just call you Cersei, right?"
I would prefer you not do that outside this room, just for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can call me
Um.
Cersei. Some people say Circe. Some people actually pronounce it correctly, but we're not going to go there. I'm pretty flexible.
Oh. Wait, what's the correct one?
She says something that you can't repeat.
Oh.
Yeah, my mouth won't make
Um.
that shape. My tongue can't do that.
Take some practice.
Uh. Anyway. Do you have any advice on how to do better with this?
Just keep using it. Um, the
Okay.
the previous owner of that was my niece, and she was very powerful, and it sort of took after her traits after a bit of time. It'll grow with you. Um, it seems to have chosen you, so just give it use, and over time, it will inevitably adjust to what works best for you. Um, in my niece's case, it was very helpful for her keeping up when it came to casting spells in quick order. Um,
Oh.
didn't work quite as hard as her cloak did, though. That poor thing. Oof, put that through some work. She liked to just fly just because.
Oh God, that's a
Show
mood
off.
though. Penelope's just gonna look over at Johnny like,
Don't knock it till you try it.
it is fun.
So we've got something resembling a plan. We've got our supplies, and now you all know about my servant. So I think now is a good time to set out, right? I don't think we need to hang around here for too much longer. The sooner, the farther into the mountains we can get before midnight, the better.
So, what servant class do you think he summoned?
Iden? Probably an archer,
No,
right?
no, the butcher.
Ah, my gut is saying berserker. It just sounds like him. But he did receive, or should have received, a rider class object. So maybe he got a rider?
Based on the rules of his contract, I'd say that if he has a berserker, he found a pretty good way to get around that. So, push comes to shove, if it's a rider, then we'll obviously be careful. If it's a berserker, I would recommend we back up. Uh, that sounds very dangerous to me, and I don't think that whatever rules you're trying to play with him are going to work if he simply doesn't stop it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know for sure, no, not a caster. That's the only thing we know absolutely, and not an archer. Maybe
Yeah.
assassin? I could see him having an assassin. I'm honestly more worried about whatever servant got summoned from the stolen command seals. That one's a big,
Yeah.
big mystery. I'll bet whichever mages from Clock Tower got picked was super mad when they couldn't get a cast.
I don't blame them. We're pretty great.
Well, we won't know
Hmm?
until we know. Let's
True.
go find a
Oh,
dragon.
wait, hold on. Annis, before we get too far, I know you don't really want Diana to know her identity, but is it okay if I at least tell her that that's your servant?
Hmm. If we didn't know that the butcher probably has mind, maybe not mind control, but the ability to read minds, or his lackeys do, then that would be one thing. But we've seen them get information out of people, so I really rather not.
I mean, the only way they've gotten information out of us is when they charmed me that one time.
We don't. Well, we don't
They
fully know what
don't.
the butcher is capable of.
Okay, so no is the answer.
Well, so normal people probably won't be able to sense it, but enemy masters, based on the sort of feel I get at when I'm near Aiden's servant, they can probably tell. Enemy masters and servants will be able to tell that she is a servant. But
Uh-huh.
I mean, my concern is just someone reading her mind, or Buck's mind, or someone else's mind, and knowing maybe not her identity, but that she is a servant at all. I don't know. We would lose the advantage of surprise, I guess, in that case.
Sure.
If it's a situation where she needs to know that she's a servant, then sure, we can tell her.
Derek actually walks up at this point and he chimes in. So I've read a lot of books and comic books and stuff over the years. I know you're surprised. Um, and
Sure.
What?
in my experience, like, if the bad guy knows something or can know something very easily, then it's probably better if all the good guys are on the same page. I think that if he can just tell when he sees who the servant is, even if he doesn't know her identity, if you can pick out which one's the servant, then all you're really doing is you're shorting our people information.
That's true.
I wouldn't say who she
Well,
is for all the reasons that you just said. I mean, secret identity's super important, but she should probably, if we're gonna travel with them, they should at least know who
all right, yeah.
the
They can
president
at least know that
can
she
be
is
attacked by the
my
butcher.
servant. Right. So, okay, we can at least tell them she is my servant, but not her class, not even a whiff of her identity, nothing.
Okay.
If anyone is even remotely familiar with Greek mythology, even saying the wrong thing in just passing or making a joke could tip them off to who she is.
Okay, so if anyone asks and somehow they hear your name, just tell them that you're really into A Song of Ice and Fire and you have terrible taste in characters. My work here is
Was that book out by then? I guess it was,
the
yeah.
first three were.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's depressing how long it took him to get to books 4 and 5, and obviously 6. Yeah, by 2005, 3 or 4 of them are out.
Hmm.
And Derek would have read them because he's Derek.
Okay. Well, ooh, I had a hiccup right in the middle of that. Is that everything you wanted to tell us, or?
That's about it. Yep. Who she
Okay.
is, what she's capable of. It's a lot. There is a lot.
Okay. Well, I won't.
I hope this makes up for earlier.
It will if you can answer one question for me.
I will do my best.
Do you trust me?
Of course.
Okay. Then it makes up for it.
Don't get your mind read or anything.
She just points to the diadem on her forehead, and she's like, "That's literally what these are for."
Just don't like take it off or lose it or
Okay, yep, you don't trust me. Cool. All right, just I guess whenever we're heading out, we're heading out.
I'm gonna go follow my wife. It was nice meeting you, mythology lady. Please don't do any evil mythology things that might have seemed cool back then but aren't now. Okay, bye.
we're working on that.
What does she mean by that?
Who is that asking?
She
That
was
was
asking.
Cersei asking.
That was Cersei asking like what
Oh,
what Johnny was referring to.
you know the thing we talked about yesterday, the consent thing, probably, or turning people into pigs without necessarily needing to. Not that I think you will.
You don't just do that willy-nilly. They have to earn it.
Cool. So yeah, that's about all
Oh
I
wait,
need
yeah,
to do.
Oh, look at Diana.
yeah. So Penelope's gonna lean on the arm of the couch, be like, "All right, Diana, I have something important to tell you, and you're not gonna believe this." She'd be like, "Oh, okay, what?" So I know who Annis's servant is now. Oh, okay. It's Belle. And yeah. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh. Penelope, could you give me a moment, please? Oh yeah. Fuck.
All right, flirt while it lasts. Flirt while it lasts.
She can pick them.
Why? Why am I like this? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. Then she's gonna be like, just kicks open the door. Not really kicks it open, but she's gonna be like, "Do you know where they are right now?" She's like, "Yeah, they were in Annis's room. I don't think they've left by now." She's like, "Okay." She's gonna run back down the hall. Knock on the door.
So hard on these doors. Please don't kick them.
She's knocking gently on the door.
Okay, yeah, Annis will go let her in.
And she's just gonna go up and be like, "Belle, what the fuck?"
You're going to have to be way more specific than that.
You didn't tell me you were a servant?
I didn't know that it was important.
I.
that bother
I'll
you?
put it this way. No, it actually doesn't. It really doesn't. I let's just say this isn't the first time this has happened. Sort of.
Have you met another servant?
No, 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 no.
The two guys are awkwardly moving to the back of the room as this goes on.
You can. Why don't you both just go pack a bunch of warm clothes or
Yeah,
something?
I'm
Do you?
gonna go do that.
Turns to Freddy. Do you even feel the cold? I'll stop. I promise. I'm sorry.
I mean, not as much as I probably should. And then he goes.
I just I'm a little embarrassed after the conversation you and I had on the boat.
I don't see why.
Uh, and just the way I've interacted with you a lot.
I've not had any issue with it.
I mean, not it's not really an issue, but it's just. Uh,
Is it the ghost thing? Is that weird?
no, 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 no. Oh god, I don't even know what I'm getting myself into right now.
I found you some boots. If that makes it any better.
Uh, there's literally no way for me to answer that, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you need me to leave you two alone?
Uh, I don't. Uh, she's just gonna look over at Cersei and be like, I
She's
I
gonna
don't know.
she's gonna lean forward, all big smiley and big eyes, and she's gonna say, "We've got a little bit of time before we have to go. If you'd like to chat elsewhere."
Uh, I sure.
Excellent, let's go. And she grabs her by the hand and she pulls her away.
In Penelope's words, don't be nasty. Or do, I don't know, I'm not your mom.
Sure you're not.
That would be weird.
She closes the door behind and she leads Diana off screen. And they can do whatever it is they're doing
Token not in the room, but I
later.
imagine that Annis just turns to Hemlock and just is like, what in the world was that? And Hemlock just kind of goes,
Anyway, Aiden hasn't had a chance to talk in a while. Let's go see what Aiden's doing.
Iden's just trying to get plans sorted. He would have stopped by Catherine and
I mean, they're there. When
words
you knock on
words
the door,
Lupin.
um, huh?
I couldn't remember his name for a second. I had another, but it's Lupin. My
It
brain
is Lupin.
remembered.
Yeah. So when you get there, you find Catherine is fidgeting with that device again. Um,
Yeah.
and Lupin seems to be sitting around with a hand-drawn map that he's trying to put together of the area,
How
specifically
does
with
it
it.
look compared to like what Iden's seen and mapped out himself?
He seems to be using a lot of the information that Aiden has shared.
Okay,
Um,
then he's gonna come up and be like kind of hover over his shoulder and point out like the pathway they just took to the church and the guy with the food truck who's named Al Dente, and the dinosaurs in the other corner. So he's gonna help him fill it in a little more,
Okay.
like kind of his intro.
Yeah, so he's sketching that through a little bit. Uh, Aiden, give me an investigation check.
Do this to me. Oh, it requires intelligence.
Sure does.
Oh,
You roll
this is me.
well
This
on
is me. Okay,
intelligence for some reason. Yeah,
I
like that.
do 17.
Um, while you're looking over his map, you see that similar to the mini map that we have on here, it's very simple. There are like little triangles around in places to represent mountains. There's like little squiggle trees. He's now added like a little dinosaur picture and a little truck, and like you put a little cross to signify that where the church is at and the city
Oh, and
near
I
the water.
tell him about the other city. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's adding to that, but while you're looking over it, you notice that where he's been sketching all of these mountains, um, there seems to be a gap. Like in the mountains, there seems to be a little gap.
Like he drew like just a black mark, or it's like it hasn't been drawn.
Like nothing was drawn there. Like um on the on the hex map, if you, I don't know if you have that open right now or not. I can share it with you. You need it
Pull it back up.
as a point of reference.
Okay, I'm on the map.
All right, so on the map, let's see if it will let me
For that.
draw what I need to draw. So, like, obviously the hexes are kind of an oversimplification of it. Like,
Yeah.
they're not actually giant hexagons of terrain. They're just showing you what the most predominant terrain in a given area is. Um, but what you see is a spot that's, oh, it's trying to auto shape it because there we go. See if I can add that circle and actually move it. That's huge. What? Also, we can hear you if you don't know it.
I don't think they can.
I don't think so, but whatever. As long as they don't give
Yeah.
any personal information away, it's
Information.
whatever.
Yeah.
But
We
anyway,
can fra la 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 until.
all right.
Okay, yeah, I will be right back.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, we could just
just
hear
letting you
you.
know, we can hear you guys. So
Yeah.
just don't want you to reveal your secrets.
Tell your mom
Yeah.
I said hi.
All right, so let me see if I can make the shape actually appear where I'm trying to make it.
Yeah, I did see the circle. So even though that's an area that has been scouted, it's like
There
is
we
what
go.
I'm picking up on.
I'm learning how the buttons are. So yeah, it's an area that, based on the description that Anon gave, and um, what information was put together from Hemlock flying up and Annis looking through Hemlock eyes and
So,
the other
I'm
scouting
putting
that
two and
people
two
have been
together.
doing. Yeah, like he's kind of taking the notes from everyone and he's been trying to make a map.
Yeah.
And this area that I put a little circle in right there, um, is like a random, not quite valley, but
Blackout.
like in an area that has a lot of like jagged peaks. Like that spot is weirdly empty. And it's somewhere that would be harder to see from further down, but because you're of the location specifically where a lot of you are, um, it would be within view. And so he's left that empty. And to you, this seems odd because the area is so spiky and so mountainy. For there to be like a random little
Yeah.
flattened out area seems weird.
Yeah, Aiden's gonna take note of that and like immediately. And transfer that over to his own map. Like he'll
Okay.
pull his out and he'll copy his note. And then as he's doing that, he's gonna inform them. So, I've got a dragon to find, and I think you just gave me a good hint on where it might be. We do have a problem, however. The butcher is currently chasing it. But potentially that's good news for y'all because it means he won't be wherever his hideout is. It's a question of who he'll have there instead when it comes time for the both of you to make your move.
Oh, so you're saying that you know for a fact that he's not going to be home, and presumably his big murder buddy will be gone too?
Absolutely. They're a dragon that we are
Well, if you can keep them
keep him out of your
distracted,
hair.
we can move forward and see what we can get.
Oh, absolutely. Don't think either of you have sending. I'm going to get my mother in here really, and he's gonna go,
Did he say he's going to go get his mom?
and then
Yeah,
he's
but are
gonna
you
be
really
like,
that
"Hey,"
surprised? Is she a, she's the owl, right? Yeah, from what I could tell. Neat.
yeah, he's gonna grab you and be like, would you join me in a meeting really quick?"
Of course. Woo. Zoom.
So he brings his mama back. Just an owl, not even an owl, just an owl. Um, and he's like, from what I recall, neither of you are able to send out, right?
Not generally. We relied on the statue
That
for
is,
that.
uh, Mom, they're gonna extract Nina.
Good.
If
Thank
you
you.
can be nearby, if anything happens, I need to know, and I need someone who can send. And I'm sure you want to get Nina back just as much as I do. And honestly, I feel like if anything goes wrong, they're gonna need your help.
We're going to get her back.
Say that again.
She says that they're going to get her back.
Absolutely.
And if they're lucky, they won't be there when we do it.
If we're lucky, maybe only one or two guards. If we're real lucky, the butcher will have his whole party chase the dragon there. But I don't think he's gonna leave her without at least one. Which means we have to extract her fast. Because the moment Inan eventually makes eye contact is when the contract is null. We're gonna hold that as long as possible. So hopefully that's without a hitch, because you'll be taking shots from a distance.
All right. Well, it sounds like you have a plan.
Yeah. But yeah, he's gonna
Operation.
ask Mom to join them
Yeah.
because having a healer and someone who can actually fight and if anything happens is kind of vital.
Yeah. That's like they have a small group. They can go sneaky sneak.
Cool.
They can
Excellent.
have their own OVA episode.
Yes. All right, that's all he wanted to do was make sure he could kind of round them up and let them. The butcher will be on far, far away from wherever this uh building in the forest area seemed to be, if it's still there.
Right. All right. Well, they will plan accordingly.
Excellent.
And you told them that you're going to be going to, um, like in general, you're going to go dragon hunting,
Behind up the mountains, yeah.
and that's where he's going to be, and they need to act soon.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, sorry.
okay.
He's just gonna he's gonna just generalize like we have an idea of where we're head. That way, he's not kind of giving away any that's potential leaks. But it's like I know where we're going, and if anything, he can send as well back to Year, so he's got a way to contact them too. It's a two-way sending.
Fair enough. All right, cool. Well, they have a mission.
Excellent. All right, just grab my buddy over here. Uh,
If you want to go somewhere, I can drag him to follow you.
honestly, not really. I
Fair
was
enough.
kind of like the comment to Freddy was kind of like, yeah, I figured Faye get like weirdly cold. They're not human, so I was just like, eh. Just casually walks about.
Fair enough.
Like honestly, he's just prepping his spells, and yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
so
He'll just, I guess, go back to wherever they're gonna meet up to start this walk.
okay,
I guess the
so
war room.
is it safe for me to assume that everyone has gathered their winter stuff? We know who the groups are. You've confirmed that Freddy will be the last one who gets a little item, and everyone's gonna head out, I guess, on foot into the mountains.
Yep, that's the plan. I feel like that was it.
Okay. And are you going to share with the class what you have learned? I did.
Oh, yeah. And once, do we want to wait till
Yeah,
it
yeah.
gets
I
back?
just think is that a shared knowledge thing
Oh,
once
Yeah, that's gonna be
everyone's
something shared for sure.
in the meantime, I'll go find Aiden and tell him that Belle is my servant, but nothing else.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
all he
telling you.
wants to.
I'm not
Yeah,
telling you who she actually is or what she can do. Just letting you know, Belle is my servant. I know you're shocked. I kept it
yeah,
such a good secret.
yeah. That's all he would want to know. If any doesn't said, mind reading is not the only. Not
You're
about
you're.
that.
I don't know if it's just me, but you're
Oh,
really breaking up.
now you're
hold
cutting
on
in
one
now.
second. Hello,
Hi.
is that better?
Hmm.
So far.
For some reason, like, when calls go for a while, Discord is like, "Get wrecked."
Oh yeah.
Um,
That's all
but
right.
he just yeah. As long as it's like, "Oh, this is just who my servant is," that's fine with
Hmm.
him. He just knows that there's more than one way to get information, and he
Oh,
does
for
not
sure.
want any of it.
Right.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
he's not he doesn't wanna
Like
be a
in
liability.
general, because of the clairvoyant skill, you should probably assume that masters and servants will be known to one another. So trying to play that is a little rough, but who they are is the more
Well, it's
important
more
thing.
Okay,
like the
I'm back.
names. The names are the biggest thing to
Yes,
him, so
that's
Oh
the
he
thing
yeah.
you don't usually share.
yeah.
That's
Or
why they have the classifications.
or
That's
any
Hello?
clues about their
"Hello,
identity.
we hear you.
Okay, cool.
I've got information for y'all that I'm gonna share now, once you get
Yeah.
back to the war room. Yeah."
drag everybody to the
Yeah.
war room
Everyone go to the war room. Ah, okay.
except Diana.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't even know what they're doing.
No, that's why it's funnier. It's just funnier.
So, yeah,
They're having
Aiden
a good, legitimate conversation.
They got stuff to
They're
talk
either
about.
being
Actually,
nasty
yeah,
or
that
they're
like,
not.
huh?
They're either being nasty or they're not. That's the only two
oh my
options.
god, oh
Well,
my god.
I mean, they're having a conversation, which I did actually want her to have a conversation
Yeah,
with her at some point.
That's
yeah.
true.
But they could also be getting nasty.
So, Aiden
It's
tries not to think
conversational
about them
nasty.
getting yeah. He's like, let me not think about them getting nasty." Rolls out the map. "So I've got some more information and a
Accidentally
potential
encodes
spot where
them
we"
getting
I say,
nasty into the
Ida wasn't
diadem.
even there.
Nope, nope. I wasn't sure if y'all were
Ida
saying
wasn't
that
even
like, "Oh, they're
there.
getting nasty in character or
No,
not." He's like,
that was clearly
"Oh,
not in the Nana's voice.
okay."
That was not at
No,
all in
no, that
Nana's voice.
was no.
Okay,
Um,
excellent. He does not know any better. Um, he's not gonna even question why they're gone. He's just like, "All right, so we might have a solid lead. This spot right here," and he
oh,
points to right you know where we've got our house and there's a waterfall to our left?
yeah.
Directly across from that waterfall going north is a gap, a flattened area that can't be seen. That
Ooh,
doesn't make sense for all of the jagged rocks that are in that mountain, so it sounds like potentially a dragon may have stamped out the area and is made nesting in it,
That
ooh,
seems likely, yeah.
and it's
yeah.
very close to us.
Then let's just, yeah, let's.
Let's head for there. If we need to get up any sharp, jagged rock faces, we can go operate with the giant eagle plan. But yeah, that seems like a
Yeah.
solid place to start.
Yeah.
Um.
I've updated,
While we're
Lupin and
getting there,
Catherine.
Yeah, while we're heading there, I can even, like you said, I can ride on and I can scout ahead.
Out ahead. Absolutely. I think this is our best bet.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I like this plan.
Yeah.
The familiars can't get that far away from me, and neither can Hemlock, though. So it might actually be a better idea for me to go ahead as a giant eagle, even though that's dangerous.
I mean, 100 feet's still 100 feet.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to get to the area anyways.
Yeah, I mean, we'll make it work.
Oh, yeah. Easy peasy. We got a spot. We're not blindly going anywhere anymore, which is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aiden's ready. He's got you he would have I guess he would have stopped by his room before he came back to the war room, and he grabbed some more arrows. He's got everything hitched in. He's a shiny man of weaponry currently.
Do you have any
Okay.
cold weather gear?
Don't really need it.
I was about to say, other than the one time in Germany, have you even ever been in the like truly cold area? I know it gets cold in Sherwood in the winter, but
Annis, I'm not humanoid. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
it
that
really
was
you
works.
can still get cold though, right?
I just always assumed that cold wasn't really a thing for him.
I mean, I don't know why it would be.
I mean, I guess if it can be, then yeah, he hasn't been in like extreme colds. Well, I guess I can put something on.
I mean, it's
I
in the sense that
mean,
like horses can also get cold.
horses they
Yeah, but
put
horses are
blankets
in the
on horses.
snow. Horses
Yeah,
fucking live.
they put blankets on horses though.
Wild
Like
horses don't
certain
have
types of
blankets.
no, certain types of horses can live in the cold. That's why you see Clydesdales, because they're big and fluffy.
I love Clydesdales.
But
Yeah.
as far as I'm aware, Aiden is not a Clydesdale.
He's a fairy horse.
He's a little scrawny baby horse with no fat.
Annis will just stuff an extra large coat in her bag of holding just in case.
Woo. He's got blankets. He can throw some in his saddlebags of Holden. I don't think they've ever really come out, honestly.
The parts of you that aren't covered in fur can probably still get cold. But anyway, all right. So we've gathered all our supplies. We're
Yeah.
heading out.
Okay, so I will ask you this question. What path do you want to take to get there? You can go out uh, the most direct route from where you are, and that circle in the map takes you over some of the White Top Mountains. The
I mean,
If you don't want to go through
honestly,
the White
yeah.
Top part, you can take a longer path to the west around it and a bit more of a curve.
I mean, just straight north just seems very direct.
It's very direct. Yeah, you're going like, do you want to go through the White Top Mountains or do you want to go through the Brown and Black Top Mountains? Is essentially the question.
Mm.
The White Top Mountains are going to be a little bit they're a bit taller, but it's a more direct route.
What does the time
Oh,
difference look like exactly?
For how long it would take,
Yeah,
it's really just
because
going to
they're like
depend.
skirting around the edges.
Like going directly through will probably take a little bit longer than going around in the sense of like per the time, but it will probably ultimately go faster, assuming you're doing the things you're talking about, like flying over problems. Like if you're just going on foot and climbing completely like normal people, uh, taking the longer route would probably take a lot longer, but it'd be safer. If you're
Mm.
cutting past some of the worst hazards, then you're going to make better speed going directly there.
Let's just go directly.
Yes, yeah, honestly.
oh,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
So you're going to set out and you're going to go
Let me
north.
make sure my spells are.
Yep. And I'm just going to say, assume Diana is ready to go.
Yeah, she is. Yep. Everyone got packed. Everyone got settled. You've been here long enough for people to get their clothing together, grab some food, all that fun stuff.
Some
Um,
rope.
food, rope, equipment, etc. Johnny's got her cute winter coat, and you set up to the north. Who
In her bag of
is
holding, Annis has stuff to make s'mores, just in case they stop and have a campfire.
understandable?
I don't know if that's a British thing or not, but she would have heard about it from Freddie when they were kids.
Fair enough. All right, we're gonna say that your time here, since you got back through the discussions and whatever, ate up generously. We're just gonna say an hour, um, so that you don't lose too much time on it. So still, whatever passes for daylight in this weird place, but you're obviously running out of the time. Traveling on foot through the mountains. Who wants to be the leader? Who gets to make the survival check?
I have pretty good survival, I think. Look,
Enon would definitely like to scout. I'm just
that's
throwing that out
true.
there.
Oh yeah, he probably does better at scouting than like even
That's
Annis
kind of
would
yeah.
in bird vision. I
Yeah.
got a +6 to survival.
Yeah, you should probably lead it then.
I was like, Enon's got higher than that, but like I'd have him scout anyways for
You can
Raiden.
both do it. I'm just
Yeah.
asking, like,
I was
who's
about to say,
leading?
maybe he's scouting ahead, but I'm leading the actual party.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
All right,
Okay,
you can
so
And
guess it.
survival
then
check.
Penelope's gonna give you some bardic inspiration, just for a little extra oomph.
Ugh, yeah, because I needed it.
D8, baby.
A D8.
All right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's only an 11. I was like, watch me roll insanely low, even after I'm like, oh, I'm so good at survival, you guys. Ugh.
So, I'm taking the lead. Is charting out a path for you. That makes it a little bit easier on you. So roll the survival again because he was going to give you advantage on
Okay,
that because you're not going in the dark. You're essentially going to can you follow a path that is provided?
that's better. That's an
Hey.
18.
So yeah, so 19 total on yours. Right. So yeah, so obviously this is very uphill. Um you haven't run into anything that's required like spell levels of getting through it just yet as you initially go out. Like obviously this is a lot more work than just riding on the boat. Um, but for various reasons, most of you have actually encountered some amount of physical labor. Running back and forth to the Einsburn Castle so many times has probably made it a little bit easier for Penelope to get used to the long walk, versus someone who, is generally more urban. Also, big shocker, halflings travel a lot. So even the diva
Yeah.
among the party is pretty used to it. Diana, on the other hand, is like, this sucks. Um,
Oh yeah, she's miserable right now.
Diana's not enjoying this. So as you're going though, Inan does report back that you're coming up on the first instances of the White Top area, and he expresses a little bit of skepticism because it's not actually getting colder.
Huh, that's true. But it is snow, right? On the mountains?
He's not so sure. So he
Can
stops scouting
I?
further ahead once he gets to the white, and then he waits for everyone to catch up.
Oh,
Oh, God, if it's snow, then what is it?
yeah, Aiden would like
No, it's not.
mentally be like, can you look into it? Can you see if you can figure out what it is with like maybe like Arcana, like see if you can investigate it.
Tell me
You
it's
can do
not
an Arcana
spider
roll
webs.
to try to figure out what it is.
Ow.
So it's not something I've ever encountered before, but I do notice that walk around it and approach it, it tends to dissipate in my presence.
Does it come back after you walk
Does not
away
appear
from it?
to.
Let's see how it reacts to the others. We're almost there.
And so you catch up. You can see what he's talking about. Like the ground is covered in white, or rather, it's starting to be covered in white. There's little bits of patchiness to it, but it hasn't gotten colder. Um, Also, like as you've been going in this direction, um, like the sky does seem to be getting a little bit darker, a little faster than you were expecting.
Hmm.
What in the world is going on here? Can I roll something to try and figure out what the white is or why it might be getting darker quicker?
Um, yes. This would be well, for the white, it's this is an Arcana check. Um,
Oh, I'll roll for me, but also for Cersei. Okay. 16 for me.
Popular number.
How does she not? Oh, right. That's why she doesn't have a bonus with Arcana. I forgot. And a 13 for. Well, it should have popped up
Yeah, I
as.
still have to figure out what it's doing with her proficiencies. I will manually add numbers to it. It's just dumb.
Well, she doesn't have a. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't roll hers. I rolled mine. Ignore that one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got like a plus 11. I'm like, how
Right.
in the world does she not have a bonus? There we go. She got an 18.
There we go. Cool. Um,
Works.
Good job.
all right. So the the lot of you standing around and looking at this, like it's definitely not ice or snow. Um, it She takes a look at it, um, and she squats down and she reaches over to um, touch it, and she swirls her finger in it. It sticks to her finger. She holds it up. She narrows her eyes at it, and she sticks it in her mouth. Huh, sweet.
It's icing.
And then she looks over to the lot of you, and she says, "Okay, science time." She points at you. Come here.
He goes forward. This is actually exactly what I was really wanting to lick it. Oh my god, this is he like frolics up.
So Aiden walks up, and she says, "Okay, how do you feel right here?" Pointing to where you're standing right before he gets to the whatever the stuff is, and you feel fine. It's normal.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, now
Yeah.
stand on it.
I'm standing on it. I think I know where you're going with this.
When you stand on it, you feel great.
Oh, I knew it's the liquid but in a fluffy form. It's the explosive liquid.
Oh, like what we
It's
think
the
is
mana.
probably. Mm.
It's the mana. Aiden's, like, looking down. He puts 2 and 2 together in his head. Cause does it smell like the cotton candy that he was
It
smelling when they were
it
in the
does
place?
smell like the cotton candy.
Yeah.
Oh! Can I can I science a little more? And he, like, picks it up slowly. He looks at Inan in his head. He's like, "So we've had a run-in with this before, um, but it might have imploded things in the form it was, but this isn't the same form. Can I lick it for magic?" Instead of science.
Are you
I
asking
need to
him for
lick this
permission,
for
or are you just doing it?
he's asking permission in his head to, like, like, can I for the, sake of magic, can I lick it?"
Uh, If it's not making you feel incredibly nauseous, then it's probably
He
fine.
shoves it into his face. Like,
So it's like trying to consume something that's way too sweet. It's a lot.
my teeth hurt.
Yeah, it's your teeth, but also like your stomach feels like this is a very heavy thing. This is be like what would happen if you were to try to actually just drink corn syrup.
Mm.
Oh, deathly allergic. Would not like. Okay, Aiden's like, I'm gonna scoop some of this up for later, but this. Oh,
Is
my
it
mouth hurts.
is it slippery?
No,
Is it okay to walk on?
it,
Oh, it's good to walk on. It feels great outside of your body, but inside your body, it's too much magic. Too much mana.
Annis will very skeptically walk over and step on it.
okay.
I'm gonna.
And as you're getting closer to it, you can feel a slight headache coming on.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's too much. Cause she's not magical enough. Aiden has that moment of realization again. He's like, oh, cold isn't the problem. They're they're gonna. Oh no.
As I move closer, does the headache get worse?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we can travel through this. Oh, and she's gonna back up.
Oh no. I didn't think
Penelope's
about
gonna
this.
like. Penelope wants to test it out too, just
Yeah.
because she can.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
She
As
wants
a
to feel like
group,
part of the team.
like as a group, like how are all of you traveling up to this? So obviously the
I mean,
servants are at
Aiden
the
would be.
front. Aiden's standing on the white um mana powder essentially. Annis
It's
is
crack
right there.
cocaine, baby.
Like
No.
as Penelope's walking forward, the others in the group seem curious enough that they also walk forward. And as they're walking forward, Diana gets a headache further out than the rest of them. She seems to be getting it first, even though she's a little
Yeah.
further away.
Yeah, and she's just gonna stop when she starts getting the headache.
Yeah. The rest of
Does
you,
the headache go away when Annis backs away?
it does. It subsides a little bit.
Okay, good.
As the group of you go forward, the headache starts to kick in, and various of you stop at certain points, and Freddy just keeps walking forward.
Yep, that's what I thought.
And when Freddy walks past the rest of you, Annis realizes that her headache isn't going away because she got further away from it. It's because she got closer to Freddy.
Hmm. Oh, I got kicked out of Fantasy Grounds.
Don't worry about it. I think we're getting pretty late into this little mystery.
Okay.
So we'll be wrapping up in a moment. But yeah,
So noticing that, Annis will kind of fall into step with Freddy and see what happens.
okay. He walks up to it, and as Freddy gets closer to it, all of the white stuff on the ground like wisps away as he approaches it, like
Is
in
there a
a radius
radius?
around him.
Okay. And no
Uh,
headache?
no headache.
Well, this is interesting.
Yeah, it seems to be
Oh, so
about 10 feet in a circle around him. It just
So,
disappears as he
uh,
approaches it.
so we'll all need to stick close to him, except for, and she'll just gesture over to Aiden and Cersei. Except for
say, aren't we
them.
flying?
Oh, we can do that too. If we need to.
I
Uh,
feel like that would probably be the best choice, to be honest.
so aside from there being all of this powdered mana on the ground, is it like a pretty flat is it pretty flat, or is it starting to get to be difficult terrain?
It's become difficult terrain at this point. Like, you're still in mountains. It's just, it turns out it's not a snow-capped mountain. It's whatever this like mana-rich stuff is covering the ground up here. And in the context of that, you can see that as you've gone further north and you look ahead where you're going, the mountains are getting closer to that weird watery sky. It seems like the
Mm.
further up you go, the denser the mana gets, which would presumably eventually take you to that weird cotton candy membrane way up there.
All right. So I guess I can carry pretty much everyone else, and Aiden can just run along underneath us.
I'm having the time of my life. And he's
Oh,
just like
Aiden feels
frolicking
great.
around.
This is amazing for Aiden.
Whee!
This is that same feeling that you got about way back when you felt
Stuck
this
my hand.
temptation to go into one of the bubbles. Yeah. You get the
Yeah.
impression this is just what the world is like on the reverse side of the world, and you're starting to see the
Like,
appeal.
I can breathe so freely. Ah,
Ooh, how does
good.
Hemlock look?
Hemlock's doing great.
Cool. So did we determine that I can pretty much carry the rest of the party
If you're not trying to
on my
carry
back?
Aiden, I think you can do it.
Okay.
Um, like, I'm sure mathematically there's some limitation of it, but
Mhm.
if if it turns out it matters, then your servant
Mhm.
can literally increase your strength enough to do this. So,
Yeah.
like,
Encumbered, I feel like I'd fly slower anyway, but I'd have to fly slower so that I don't outpace Aiden. So I guess
right.
it works.
So I think it evens out. Like, essentially, you've got the idea where, like, Aiden is running along under you, like, very never-ending story style. Like, you're flying above very slowly, and Aiden is running along at horse speeds and going, yeah, yeah, waving his arms around like a jackass. Um,
Annis Annis
Oh
has
yeah,
read
absolutely.
Annis has read the Chronicles of Narnia, so before she eagles, she's just gonna go ride me and then turn into a giant eagle.
Hey,
so
Derek, is that what she said to you last night?
God.
don't be nasty. And then he whispers into her ear, that's what I said to her.
Oh! She just looks at him and is just like, don't be nasty.
You started it. Freddy, who you have to be within 10 feet of, is rolling his eyes the entire time.
Oh no.
It's okay, Freddie. I know you said it to both of them.
Which in giant eagle means just fucking get off.
You're you're a very strange person.
Hey, who, me?
Yes.
Is anyone
Oh.
riding on my claws or is everyone on my back? This is important for fan art.
I'm
I mean, I figured everybody was riding on the back.
I assume you're
Okay.
trying to leave your claws open in case you need to catch someone who falls off, but
Oh, point.
that is up
Fair.
to you.
Or
Fair.
if you need to, like, scoop up Biden suddenly or something.
Oh, that's also
Oh, she
true.
can't do that.
I
Oh
did
no,
Just
just
tip you
absolutely
over
not.
and it would be
hypothetically.
very funny.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll spot a rabbit or something. Just dive
God.
for it. No.
Aiden cries in the
No.
distance.
No,
No.
if I had polymorphed, yes, but I retained my intelligence when I drew it
Yeah.
wild shape.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks.
as
Yeah, so
an
I can fly
odd
for 4 hours.
representation of the party, I will move Merlin to show where you're at. Um, so yeah, you're moving through, looking down below. You can see a great many um, white coated ceilings, and past that, you see signs of movement in the past, specifically, and on picks up on disruptions in that powder. Seems
Mm.
like someone has traveled through this area recently, and they're heading in the same direction that you are, but they're ahead of you.
Like small footprints or
And
like big footprints?
Like uh, not a huge width. Like you get the impression that you can see some signs that it started out as a bigger column, but it got smaller to the point where now it's like
Hmm.
about one person wide.
Hmm. Yikes.
And from
Yeah,
there,
Annis is definitely using her eagle vision to just look and any traces of any harvesters.
I mean, you're not going to have to roll from up here to see that there are occasionally some tiny camps of people who seem to have passed out. It seems this is a lot for a lot of them, and the weaker among them have not made it as far.
oh no.
Rip.
But there's enough
That's
of
what they
a path
do.
forward to know that at least someone did.
Yeah. Joy.
Hey.
I don't like
Do
the fact that he knows where to go is the problem.
And again,
probably
without your having to even roll for it, you can kind of see in the northwestern direction um, a a big area that looks kind of like a canyony bowl, and it doesn't look like it's naturally occurred that way, like something has hollowed it out. But you don't see anything in it right now.
Now, is the white dusty stuff down in that canyony bowl?
No, it appears that like looking around from up here, the white dusty stuff is missing from there, and there are big swaths of the area around it where it seems to have been removed. Um,
Okay.
Giant lines seem to have been carved out of the ground at various places that give you the impression that maybe whatever was there occasionally rolled over and grabbed things and ate him. So some of the mountainy terrain and its delicious candy coating has been consumed by something very large.
Oh, fun.
I know we're probably too high up. Do any of the people in the passed out people look familiar? Do I recognize any
You
of
can't
them?
tell from up here. You'd have to
Okay,
go a
that's
bit
what I
lower.
thought.
Also, the higher you fly, um, the anyone who's too far away from Freddy, not that you've got a lot of room to spread, starts to feel the headache a little bit more. Diana's kind of your canary for this.
Well,
It
we'll
No.
seems that,
keep. I mean, I don't want to lose sight of Iden, so we'll keep low enough
yeah,
to the ground.
just like noting, like if you decided to fly higher up to get more of a view, even temporarily,
Hmm.
she starts to get her headaches first. It seems
Okay.
the higher you go in the world and the closer you get to the sky, the worse it gets.
Okay. Yeah, after like the first time of her saying that she's getting a headache, Annis would just keep flying lower.
Yep. Um, so as you fly a little bit lower, Iden on the ground, you get to run by some of these things if you so choose.
Yeah. Um, I just want to make it clear because just because we made a sue in it. Enon is absolutely invisible, 100,000%.
Oh
Um,
yeah, like they both are. Um, they're
They're
not.
probably both on me somewhere.
Yeah, they're not trying to contribute to the weight in this circumstance.
uh, yeah, I see this, and Aiden's really conflicted 'cause he's like, he's got to keep going though. He's got a mission to do. If they're somehow still alive by the time they get done beating the butcher's ass, and if they concede, then he'll try to drag them down and slap them into like
So is he
the church
approaching
and be
any of
like,
them, or is he just running by?
"Mm, other, yeah, he's gonna look for one that's uh slightly coherent if there's any alive.
So when you pick one and you run up to them, um, I I think before you even get too close, you're going to see that they don't seem to be um, conscious, um, but also you notice some of the white dust that covers the ground um, that's been blown onto them seems to be crystallizing on top of them, similar to rock
Mm.
candy.
Mm.
There's
Seeing him slow down and go over to one, I think Annis would. She was not going to touch down, but she'd fly a little lower and maybe circle around.
and they're all unconscious, aren't they?
They are all unconscious. Some of them might be dead. You haven't really gotten close enough to check in. You do not see breathing from where you're at, but you're not close enough to any of the other ones. The ones that you found here has very shallow breathing, but again, they're slowly getting covered in a rock candy shell.
Yeah. There's nothing that he can do to stop it. Like, unless he
Uh,
wants to throw a stack of them over his back, and that's not what he can do right now.
Now that I'm closer, do any of them look familiar?
Uh, you don't recognize anyone here.
Okay. I mean, the
I
number of harvesters I've actually met is very limited,
You've
but
met like
you never know.
six, but yeah, you met like five or six. But no, none of the ones that you recognize. These look pretty like, for lack of a nice way of saying, they look pretty weak. Um, these these are not the like big scary mutant arm harvesters or like the ones that you would expect to actually be doing much. These feel more foot soldiery.
um I can't just waste all my level 2 spells. He's gonna rummage through if they've got any bags on them, see if he can find any information at all on them.
Um, do an investigation check.
Okay.
See how well you
Yeah.
rummage when you're
Annis
Guidance
obviously an expert.
cannot
myself.
Annis cannot contribute to the conversation
Nope.
more than just eagle screeching. So if anyone on her back wants to,
Oh,
Go into
Is he
guidance
checking that
myself.
guy's stuff?
Yo, yo, I check very well. I check very well. 21 check-in.
Um, Rummaging through his belongings, you find um, yeah, there's some food. There's like this group also seemed to be thinking this was going to be more of a trek through horrible cold weather.
Cold.
And so a lot of the stuff that they brought was not at all going to prepare them for what they were encountering. But yeah, like digging through, like cracking off pieces of the forming rock candy so that you get into the pockets and all of that stuff. Um, you find uh, a little bit of information, like kind of like a not like a professionally printed, but more like a popped off laser printer level printing of what appears to be the their base of operations, mostly signifying like areas where this guy was allowed to go
Yeah,
and like where
that's what I was looking
bathrooms and food and stuff are. Um, you get the impression that this is like the orientation packet that was given to the newbies. Um, so like it's not super helpful if you were trying to sneak in, but it does give you a general layout of the building. So that's neat.
Yeah,
And
that's exactly what I was hoping for.
it also has rules like it's printed very directly like do not attack humans or phantasmals until told otherwise. Be on your best behavior or deal with the consequences. It seems that it was communicated downstream that they are not to do anything that would risk something happening to the butcher. Um, but also that this is going to be worth their while if they're patient, and that at the end of the day, everyone who comes through this will be rewarded handsomely, and that they will rule the Magecraft world when they're done with this.
Got the layout, so that is something important that he will have to pass info on. Because as far as I know, Lupin and Catherine didn't actually have a layout, right? They just knew a general area.
They knew a general area was likely the base, um, and they were going to go like location scouting before you came back and told them this. So now they're going to go in a little bit more blind than they wanted to, but
But
like
this would be enough to actually give them something.
it would be helpful if you had a way to get it to them, yeah, before they went in. If only to give them an idea of what at least the lowest level people know. Like obviously large chunks of this are not labeled. They're just simply not for you levels of labeling,
Yeah.
but it shows where the emergency exits are in the event of a fire. So that's nice.
And then, well, the other thing about it is no, it doesn't seem like any of the heavy hitters are here, and then it seems like the tracks narrowed down to one person, right?
A person or a column. Like
Okay.
they were previously marching pretty wide because there were a bunch of people, and now there are less.
So
What's left
either
seem to be able to fall into a line, or there's just one or two people. But
yeah, so either they're all in a row or some of the heavy hitters are at the base.
right,
How long have we been flying?
like an hour or two.
I
Yeah.
just realized my 9th level domain spells are not on my list, which I was like, huh.
Are they not on
Or
your
no, are we
list, or are
level
they
8
in
or
a
9?
separate part of your list?
No, we are. They are not added in.
Okay.
Because I was just looking for a spell really quick that I knew I get at 9th. But the time wouldn't have lasted for all of our travel. Fuck. Uh, I'll think of a way. Yeah, he's gonna get that information to them somehow.
I mean, we can either turn around now. Annis can bird again for another 4 hours after this one runs out, but after that, she'll be done until a long rest. Or is it a short rest? I think I get one back with a short rest.
I think that is how it works for your class.
Hmm.
I think you get one back with a short rest and all of them on a long rest.
This is probably too meta-y right here because Annis wouldn't be able to talk, but we could either turn around now and then deliver the information and then come back better prepared for rather than cold weather, uh, mana weather, or we can keep going. But Annis would not be able to communicate any of that.
Yeah.
But she would have told everyone ahead of time that she can do the bird thing for 4 hours at a time, and she can do it twice before she has to take at least a 30-minute break.
I think Aiden would look to her and, like, Penelope and be like, "We already know he's going further. He has gotten further. Do we try to catch up, get past before he can lay traps? Or do we go back? Because I can send this information. I can describe it as much as I need to. Well, within 25 words, because I can only do it so many times. What do you think?" And
Um,
he looks to Penelope.
uh, so our
Ennis has
options
probably
are
landed. Yeah.
go back to the base or just do ascending and keep going.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't personally see the point in going back to the base just yet,
All right, then we keep going.
unless you guys need to go back for some reason, but
This, and he shows her the mapping, like the basic mapping of the base.
uh I mean that's good information to have, but is having it uh, I think what I'm confused about is like, is it gonna be is it gonna make that much of a difference if Catherine and Lupin have that information now versus later, or
I would
because I assume
assume
you're giving it to them for the map, right?
for them to break in and get Nina.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is where she's
Sorry.
located. Yeah,
Uh, I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
I mean, okay, out of character question. How long has it been since we left?
that was my thing. I don't know how long it's
A few
been.
hours at this point.
A couple hours or a few hours?
So you going to the edge of the frosty part was like an hour. And since
Okay.
then you've been flying for about an hour. So you've been
Okay.
gone for 2 hours. The crater thing, if you continue flying, is like another hour away.
So
Okay.
here's my question. Would Enon be able to make that distance to get back to them and not have to worry about the gap between us? Or would
Um,
that be too far?
so
Because I mean, I've spent time outside Dream's End very briefly, but
you mean in terms of like, would something bad happen to him?
no, like
Oh,
just the mana in our distance.
I mean, if he
Because
goes,
he would be the fastest to deliver that.
so while he would probably be the fastest to deliver that, um, uh, you don't really have to worry. Like, he doesn't have to worry about the distance the same way. Um, but in terms of like his speed to get there and back, like it will obviously take longer than like riding on a bird, um, because he'll be going on foot because he can't go in spirit form if he's carrying something.
Wait, say the last part again?
He can't go in like
Mm.
the spirit form that ignores all the terrain if he's carrying something.
Ah, fuck, you're right. Okay. This
I'm
pains me.
checking something. It's probably not going to pan out, but I'm checking something. Uh, I have only one. Okay, I had a potion of gaseous form, but I only have one. Like Annis can fly at the full 80, but
It
probably
only
not
be for an
encumbered.
hour. Yeah. I might just have to send and just describe it, like, by map means.
Yeah, I feel like the best plan is going to be, or at least for now, is,
Sending.
let them know that you have it. And give them what you can.
Yeah. Because, like, this has,
Um,
like, coordinates on it, right? Like, longitude, latitude, kinda. Like, it's an
Uh,
actual map or
it doesn't have. This is more like looking at a building map. Like,
okay, it's just directly the building. Okay,
yeah, like
when
coordinates are a
I
relative concept in
mm,
this place in the first place because you don't really know
that's
latitude and
fair.
longitude.
That's fair.
Hemlock can go further away from me because obviously he was in Sherwood while I was in Germany. That would be a risk. Just stay there.
You could do that. You could send Hemlock
It's
back
like,
with it, and then just have Hemlock stay at the base. Like Hemlock is not
uh,
bound to you like biologically. He does not have
Yeah.
to be around you.
I mean, yeah, if you're okay with that, then I mean, shit, full on messenger bird.
Um, Annis will obviously not be able to communicate any of this, but maybe search some of the other bodies to see if they have a similar map or if there's one that had like a higher security clearance.
Um, you could ask Hemlock to do it with your brain,
Oh, that's true.
or as a bird, as it turns out.
Oh,
But
true. Yeah, I will impart that to Hemlock and see if he can charades it or just start searching
I
the
mean,
other
Hemlock will
bodies.
just go look. You have Hemlock roll investigation. Why not?
Because Hemlock's not being affected by the
Yeah, none of this is affecting
no.
Hemlock. Hemlock's fine.
Shoot, where is sorry, like when I got booted out, it didn't there we are. When I got booted out, it also kicked me out of everybody. Oh, I can't just roll a 20. I
I've
have to
gotta
roll.
pop out of
Yep.
here soon.
I'm rolling investigation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, so Hemlock darts between the different bodies to kind of signify like what do. And since it seems like essentially the weakest among them were the first ones to fall, they all seem to be at about the same level. But understanding what you're asking, Hemlock can take one of these maps and take off to the south if we're okay with that.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And away Hemlock goes. To
Yay.
everyone
Does
else,
Aiden
Hemlock flew down, started looting some people, and then flew away.
yeah,
Woo.
does Aiden like interpret that
I
correctly?
think he kinda gets the gist if he's got, like, another map in his little claws, like, he's gonna be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, thank Jesus. Thank Eldath."
All right. So you're going to continue northward then.
Yeah.
Just hope he's safer getting back to the base and staying there rather than
Right.
coming with us.
Quite possibly.
It
So yeah,
works out,
obviously
yeah.
your psychic connection kind of goes out of range, so we'll just have to have faith in him.
I believe in Hemlock.
I believe in Hemlock.
So cool.
Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
joking. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm joking.
Diana's boots are significantly less cute.
Oh my
I'm
god.
kidding, I'm kidding.
Man,
Right.
she was an innocent bystander.
So no, like that was not that wasn't Penelope, that was you.
That was
Anyway,
fully me.
all right,
Diana
so
and Penelope are innocent bystanders here.
Annis will take off
Yep.
and keep going.
Still
I
going.
guess we're leaving those bodies behind because we really can't do anything about them.
Nope.
Sounds like. So
They knew what they signed up for. Or maybe they didn't, but whatever, they're harvesters.
All right, so they continue to get slowly rock candied. Um, Going forward,
Whoa.
you notice that the nowhere near big enough to like put on the hex map. There are bodies of water
Hmm.
that are flowing, like they're little lakes. There are, well, more ponds than lakes probably, but also there are springs. Like there's flowing, um, air quotes, water up here. It
Mm.
looks like bubble solution. It's all rainbowy. Um,
Ah.
and it seems
Ew.
to be flowing down river, so to speak, towards the south. But like from up here, looking at a distance, and on can confirm to Iden at least, that it seems to dissipate into being normal water once it goes a certain distance down.
Huh.
So small traces of the stuff might be feeding into the lake in front of your building,
Hmm.
in the great distance. But it seems like as it gets to lower altitudes, it converts more into water. Um,
Interesting.
Something about this ecosystem seems to be more mana intensive the higher up you go.
Mm.
But also,
Freddy, keep on slurping up that mana.
yeah,
Keep him safe.
he's actually, as weird as it is, Annis can't really see this on account of being a bird right now, but everyone
Ah.
else, Freddy looks less pale.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
he
Oh,
looks more normal the more he's just absorbing this ridiculous amount of mana. It
He's
seems like
doing
he's
great.
absorbing it faster than his body is burning through it, so he's just got like a steady drip of what passes for being normal. Neat. And finally, Iden, the terrain's getting a lot harder for you to run on now.
Mm.
The mountains are getting more spiky. Um, this, you know, fancy rainbow water stuff is popping up in more and more places. Some of it kind of looks like runoff from melting ice caps that you now know are not ice. Um, it's getting slicker.
So, oh, flicker.
Annis is definitely going to start looking for somewhere that doesn't have the mana snow to land, so that because she'll have to land to debird and rebird. She can't, I think, do it in midair.
Looking around, you can see occasional patches that look like something large clawed out of the ground.
Oh,
So,
fun.
yeah, it's kind of like if you were to imagine when a small child gets a smash cake and they just grab a chunk of cake with their hand, that's what the ground looks like. And there are very large areas where you could land and the group could actually stretch if they wanted to, where you're not in that stuff.
I'm gonna say I didn't.
Yeah. Hmm.
right, guys. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I have to pop out soon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Where this is the breaking point.
Yeah,
Um,
I think one thing really quick, it's just like Aiden
yeah.
does want to see his connection. Like he wants to pray to Eldath over here too and see if he like feels anything different from before. It's
Over near
stronger.
the weird rainbow water.
Yeah.
Um, so because your mind feels a bit clearer here, the air feels cleaner to you. Um, you feel more at peace, but you don't know if this is like a religion holy peace or if this is simply you
All
feeling
right,
less
I'm back.
overwhelmed. So,
Gotcha.
Hello.
I'm back.
um, like for everyone else, like even with all that stuff sort of brushed away, um, you can get a little further away from Freddy, so you don't have to like all awkwardly huddle within 10 feet of him. But even before you get to the more powdery parts, if you get too far from him, like maybe more than 20 or 25 feet away, you start to get headaches again. You get the impression that this entire area is essentially mana hazard. Um, and perhaps as you get further along, it would both make sense that a dragon could live here, considering their chief problem is not getting enough mana. Um, but also, this place would is sort of your reminder that like you can't exactly just go casually visiting the reverse side of the world.
Boo.
Diana can process that however she wishes.
Diana's not happy about it.
So I guess we can either stop here and then I'll rebird next time we play,
Yeah,
or
we'll stop here for the night because it's a bit later. I know we started later, so this kind of rounds it out. But also, it gives you some things to think about. I will let you know that, like I said, the terrain here is getting a bit harsher. So
Difficult terrain.
while you can continue to do the flying thing, there will be some challenges that Aiden might have to go through on his own.
That's
So you
fine.
can decide how you want to plan for that.
would that is it like difficult
Well, just
terrain as in I could maybe cast something on him that gives him the ability to go through?
This is more a matter of like you're
Mm.
less running on steep inclines and more you're running into like icy frozen walls, like ice climber levels of stuff. So like he can't just
Ah,
shimmy up it, and he'll be relying more on spells to traverse things because like without the benefit of his horseshoes, he has all of the normal ability of a horse to climb
Yeah.
an ice wall. So
I mean,
T.
you can
well,
get
we could
Diana
enough.
always
can
turn him
just
into,
cast fly on him.
You could.
or turn him into a dog or a
That's not
pig.
a big climb. Oh my gosh.
There are things that you
No,
can do.
like
I'm just letting you know
dog.
for next time, you may be spending some resources rather than just running along. And
Yeah.
I will be telling you what encounters he has, and it can become the Aiden escort mission for a little bit to try to find a way to get him there on account of his chunky horse butt is too heavy to fly with.
No, we just dog him, fly for an hour, redog him, fly for an hour.
Oh my
We
god.
dog him, right?
Just just keep that dog, calm.
Can probably pig him. Cersei can have some fun.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Just keep in mind, fly only lasts for 10 minutes, so
Yeah, the polymorph will be an
Oh,
hour at a time
right.
at least. Yeah.
I must run. I
yep,
love
we're
all of
we're done
you.
for the night. We will
Bye
finish
Yay.
next week,
bye.
and we will continue on, and you'll
Goodbye.
finally get to maybe see a big honking dragon.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Cool.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah. See you, sugar pie.
is it cool if I message you in a minute to just catch up on what I missed
Oh yeah, yeah,
and to clarify a couple of things?
yeah. So good night, the internet. Thank you for hanging out with us in that wonderful world of chat stuff, and be saving and popping the recording of this up on YouTube, mostly because I don't like taking notes, but everyone else can watch it too if they want to. Hooray!
Yeah.
So, good night, the internet.
Good night,
Good night.
nerds.